for you to get off the sidelines and get active in your community, because change starts with you. Get involved and tune in to the Thom Hartmann program Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your local Civic Media radio station.
Pete Schwaba. On the next Nightlight, I welcome Civic Media Sports Authority Mike Clemens, who
From Milwaukee traffic to Northwoods gossip, they've got some thoughts. John and Gordy in the afternoon.
Afternoons with John and Gordy, Civic Media Radio Network.
Happy Monday.
Aaron's at the controls.
Yeah.
So any mistakes, anything that happens during the show is his fault.
of course.
That's exactly right.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So,
Good afternoon to everybody all across the state, from Madison, Wisconsin, where it's cloudy and chilly and 21 degrees here.
to Stoughton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're naming places. And
I
things.
named one place.
Well, okay. Well,
I can name others.
But you said,
is
Madison and to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Chicago,
Milwaukee's
to
27
Green
degrees
Bay.
right now. Just checking a few temperatures
I
here.
see.
They've got flurries in Green Bay, 18. Wausau's at
Wasn't
16.
the snow supposed to hit up north, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's missing the south
yeah.
today.
Well, keep her
But
fingers crossed.
we're supposed to get some maybe later tonight and into tomorrow, possibly Wednesday too. We'll keep you posted.
All right.
Yeah.
Looks like people will be using their snowmobiles up there in the northern country.
Well, I saw some video of people doing, cross country skiing around Madison, and I think some of the trails are open.
Do we like those people at cross country ski in Madison? Really?
Well,
really?
You
just want to rub it in, kind of look cool, I suppose.
Well, I've tried cross country skiing years ago a few times, and I found it overly strenuous. I did not find it relaxing.
Well,
I found it to be a challenge.
That's what it is. It's very strenuous.
I liked downhill skiing. I did that a few times, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, I used to cross country ski too.
Yeah.
But I went at it at a different way. I thought to myself, this is a way to exercise and not relax. I may have had a different point of view on that.
Some people think it's fun, so they
I
wouldn't be doing it otherwise.
You can have fun, but also, good exercise.
Oh, sure.
So,
Aaron, are you a skier?
No, I am. I feel like if I went skiing, my ankles would just snap in half instantly.
Well,
don't do it then.
Exercise, walking, running, whatever you want to do, strengthens those ankles.
Yes, I do. I do walk.
Strengthen those ankles.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Now, the best thing to do is speed walk. Right?
Oh, okay. Do you snowmobile? What about other winter sports?
Sledding is always fun.
Sledding?
Get the kids. I don't have children, but get like my niece, go sledding.
Borrow some kids
off the street, go to the park, find some, and go sledding.
That's a good approach. Sure.
Maybe don't do that.
No, that's probably not a good idea.
Oh, okay.
But we used to, in the old days, saucer downhill.
Oh,
Yep,
sure.
yep.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, those were really cool.
Totally out of control.
Yeah.
Just start spinning and hope you don't hit a tree.
Right.
In the old days, they had like fiberglass saucers, and they were really fast and really good.
Those.
Then
Now
they
it's a
came
lot of
out with
plastic.
metal ones. Metal ones were really bad. And the plastic ones, they kind of bend too much. You want something really solid, and then they really take off. Something that doesn't plant you in the snow.
Exactly. Well, we'll see how long this snow lasts, and if it's going to be a white Christmas. We only have a few days 17 days till Christmas time.
We could come up with the John and Gordy going back to saucers.
I think we should.
Book.
Well, a lot of kids do tubing now too. You know.
Oh yeah,
Get it in their
That's right.
tube. That's fun.
Mhm.
You go bouncing down the hill. Again, out of control.
Why not? Right.
Yeah. Right. We have the text to win contest coming up in our 3:00 hour today. And so we'll be giving you the next keyword in that, your chance to win $200 and get in for grand prizes. And we'll tell you about that as we get closer to it. And we have a couple of guests lined up a little bit later on.
Yep.
Reed Ribble will join us. He's a practitioner in residence in poli-science at Green Bay, UW.
Formerly a representative in Congress.
And we'll be talking with Mark Jacob from... he was formerly with the Chicago Tribune Metro section and talking about authoritative government. There's a lot of that going around right now.
Well, it is an authoritarian government. Yep. So. And we'll get to the bottom of that. What really rankled me today was the headline that Paramount is in attempting a hostile offer for Warner Brothers because Netflix won the bidding war on that. So now they're going to take it hostilely.
Paramount is.
I don't know.
They're buying up stock.
They are buying up stuff.
Well, yeah.
And what they want to do, the Netflix deal with Warner Brothers spins off the TV sections of the deal. They don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
Right. So they don't want any part of that in this new attempted hostile takeover.
By Paramount.
They want to keep everything together, the whole package, because it would benefit, of course, the people buying it. David Ellison, he wants everything. He wants to control the news at CNN. He wants to control the news at CBS, which he's trying to do now. Of course, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but Trump got very, very angry with CBS in the 60 Minutes interview.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah. He didn't like that. But also...
look, it's Margaret Taylor Greene saying the stuff. They're just interviewing her. They're just talking to her. But anyway, he's very angry. So maybe he's angry at David Ellison and this attempted hostile takeover of Warner Brothers. Maybe they'll allow Netflix to pick up on Warner Brothers. I'm for that. I want to back that up. I like Netflix. I don't know why. I just feel good about it.
Okay. Well, the Ellison bid taking over Warner Brothers may be backed by the Saudis.
Yeah,
that's
right.
So
the Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds are going into this thing.
They got plenty of money to throw around.
I don't know. These deals where the Middle East is just starting to get a little scary. I mean, we are giving up a lot of control.
What about, the Middle East? If they take over, if they're part of this deal, would they decide what's on CNN or what's going to happen to
a lot of ifs
CNN?
in this thing? But we'll see what happens. In fact, we're talking to UW professor Barry Orton tomorrow. And we'll be talking to him about, the possible deal that this looks like is going to happen, or some of the problems that could crop up if, in fact, Netflix does take over Warner Brothers. There could be a problem with that, or there could be even a bigger problem with a new media giant, with David Ellison taking up CBS, of course, and then Paramount, and the whole thing, might become a giant media conglomerate as well. And that's my feeling on it. And this is, of course, a right-wing organization that wants to take over the media.
Yeah. Well, it's going to take a while to sort it all out and figure out who's got the most money and who's going to profit
and the other question
even more money.
The other question is CBS is over the air. Yeah. That is run and controlled by the FCC.
Yeah.
And they have to be fair. They have to serve the community and they have to serve the U.S. And there are different rules for CBS. It's not like a cable network. So maybe there can be some way to make sure that CBS doesn't turn into a Fox News channel. At least
maybe
we can ask Barry Orton that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk to him about that. Yeah. And it looks like Trump is promoting a new deal for farmers, $12 billion bailout for some farmers.
That's right.
Some relief.
Your tax dollars, my tax dollars, everyone that's listening, your tax dollars are going to the farmers because the farmers were hurt by the deal with China. They have tariffs on China, and China has destroyed the farming community in the U.S. And but now, of course, the bailout is there now. He did it last time he was in power as president. So this time he's doing it again. Yeah. He's going to bail them out.
Yeah. And he said that that money, that $12 billion is coming from the tariffs.
Oh, the tariffs. Then it's not. Well, it's not really coming from us, huh?
Right.
Wow.
Sure.
That's pretty good.
Go with that.
I'm glad with that.
All right.
What the heck?
Phone lines are open, 855-752-4842. That's 855-75-CIVIC. Let's head to Appleton. Yeah. Cindy is on the line this afternoon. Good afternoon, Cindy. Go ahead.
Hello. Well, you're not surprised he's bailing out the farmers. I mean, I knew he was going to do this because he doesn't want to lose their vote.
Right.
So, of course, he's going to bail them out, and the rest of us are going to get you-know-what again as soon as we bend over.
That's right. Yeah. He's going to bail out the farmers. He's going to bail out the rural hospitals. See? Special money going to the groups that vote for him.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, this is pretty obvious and pretty blatant. And shouldn't we be angry? Shouldn't taxpayers be angry? All taxpayers?
You would think.
You would think.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
What?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Try to get a hold of him, though. You can't. When Biden was in office, you could either call the White House, you could email the office. You can't do that anymore. I've tried to find a phone number or an email for the moron who's not in charge. There's nothing out there anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Or I'd be emailing him every day and say, what is your issue? Why are you doing this? This is my money you're giving away. But there's no way to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
If you find out, let me know.
All right. Well, I don't know. It shouldn't be a problem. This is the most open government we've ever seen in our lives. Okay. All right, Cindy. Thank you. Thanks, Cindy. At least that's what we've been told.
Right.
The Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins is touting this wonderful deal, this great package that's going to the farmers.
Yeah, I'm just doing some checking on. It doesn't go to all the farmers, of course, only the ones that have row crops, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. It's $12 billion.
So, I mean, just like any bailout, you have to qualify for the bailout.
Sure.
In some way. They're going to announce it sometime today, it looks like.
Dana in La Crosse says, real farmers or corporate farmers?
Well, yeah. Good point. I don't know. Good. Yeah, I'm sure the devil's in the details, as we say.
And Dana also added Biden's Build Back Better deal is purposely put more money into the red states, even though they didn't vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
And when asked why, he said because they need the help more.
Okay.
You know, we got to change that attitude. That sounds way too fair. Look who we're dealing with. You know, I've had it. Yeah, I'm pretty much. That's it for me.
No,
I'm walking.
Wait. We just got started here.
All right.
We're just 20 minutes into the show. We're taking your calls, 855-752-4842, or you can jump on the Civic Media app, of course, and text us or send us a voice note. We haven't had one of those in a while.
We could start our own Antifa headquarters here. And
you think so?
Oh, why not?
Is that the way to do it? Okay. 19 past the hour. We're coming back with the afternoon edition of John and Gordy. Stay right here.
We are sick and tired of having to ask them cap in hand. We crawl on the floor, we beg for more, but still we are ignored. We're tired of being herded like a mindless flock of sheep. And we're tired of hearing promises that we know they'll never keep.
2.7 WMDX. Warning, may cause smarter dinner conversations.
Join El Sazon Jarocho on Plaza Drive for karaoke every Friday and Saturday at 8:30 for margaritas, pizza, and wings. Plus, stop in for lunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. El Sazon Jarocho. You won't leave hungry, just happy.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you prepared, I say to my Republican friends, to sit back and allow over 20 million Americans to see a doubling of their health care premiums?
Is Bernie Sanders right? Will 2026 Obamacare premiums double for 20 million Americans? No. Many Affordable Care Act enrollees will face sharp premium increases when enhanced subsidies expire on December 31st. But there's no evidence that 20 million people will see their costs double. KFF estimates average monthly payments will more than double in 2026. While it doesn't say how many will see premiums double, 2 to 3 million higher income enrollees losing all enhanced subsidies could see their premiums double or triple. I'm Trisha Young for Wisconsin Watch. Fact briefs are bite-sized fact checks of trending claims produced by Wisconsin Watch and GigaFact. Read more at wisconsinwatch.org.
Looking to strengthen the bond with your pup? Dane County Humane Society offers a variety of dog training classes led by certified trainers. Classes are designed to help you and your furry friend learn new skills, improve behavior, and deepen your connection. Whether your dog is a curious puppy, an independent teenager, or a lifelong learner, DCH.
This is John and Gordy in the afternoon right here on the Civic Media Radio Network. We're hoping to have a good afternoon. I'm just a little overcast, but you know what? It's not windy, and
That's a good thing.
I'm glad it's not windy. We don't have the wind chills to deal with.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you got there, Gordon?
I was going to say, coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to reveal our next keyword in the text to win contest. Grown-up gift list text to win contest that happens around 3:05 or so.
You always give us a hint.
I could give you a hint, but I'm not going to.
You always give us a hint. At least what it sounds like, or
no, I never do that.
Like
You try to make me do that, but no.
All right,
I'm not revealing any part of it until after 3:05. Okay.
Former Congressman Reed Ribble will be with us at 2:35.
Okay. Yep.
All right, let's get to this. I touched on it this morning on the show. Trump got the FIFA Peace Prize,
right?
And what next, right? The McDonald's drive-through window Peace Prize too. I guess you could include a Peace Prize with just about anything you want from Trump. Unbelievable.
And FIFA just kind of, made up this prize,
yes,
right?
Yes, they did.
They've never had it before. They never gave it out to anyone before,
There was no one in competition for
Yeah.
this. All right, so let's play this little segment from Chris Hayes here. This is cut 41, and listen to how Chris Hayes is handling this.
Okay.
The story about Donald Trump's Consolation Peace Prize participation trophy that we brought you at the top of the show, really, you had to see it to believe it. You can go look up the whole thing. It was one of the most surreal spectacles of the second Trump term. I felt like I was hallucinating. I mean, you got the president of the United States, he's walking the red carpet and pretending like he doesn't know he's going to get this fake prize that was specially made for him. One that the soccer conglomerate FIFA made up specifically for him as a way of ingratiating themselves, because everyone understands, like, you got to give the guy prizes and gifts and gold, and then shuffling across a lengthy stage to meet FIFA's president with sort of grave solemnity and accept his important peace prize. The most indelible image is arguably this one of the president theatrically pulling his medal out of its case before immediately putting it on, surprising the head of FIFA. Like, look how proud, you can't wait. Look how proud he is. Look how proud he is of his little gold medal. Donna, that spectacle today, I have to say, I couldn't stop watching, but my level of secondhand embarrassment surpassed anything I think I've ever seen with something involving Donald Trump. It was really a sight to behold.
Well, this was a SNL skit that just wrote itself from the very beginning. And the fact that he couldn't wait for, the Infantino to place the medal around him, and he took it out of the box and put it on himself. I mean, first of all, it was like very undignified, but it's a made up trophy. It is the T-ball. Everybody gets a peace trophy. And I think so many people, and Infantino joins the line of people over and over again who think that they can butter up this president in these kind of ways in order to, gain his attention, his satisfaction, to feed his ego. And this award today was no different from that. And it was, I was so embarrassed. I mean, I really had to grab myself because I was embarrassed for him.
Yes, I was too. Donna Edwards, thank you.
There you go. So it's just one impression. I'm wondering what everybody else thought about that.
Right.
It seems like a major moment in the administration's history so far in this administration. I mean, to have gone this far, to just gratuitously accept a peace prize.
Well, didn't we find out that FIFA has been under investigation for like 10 years?
Yes,
for some,
absolutely.
I don't know, money behind the scenes.
There's a lot of stuff they've been under investigation for. And they've allegedly been using slave labor to build their, arenas or whatever you call them for decades.
I didn't know that.
And I'm not. I'm not sure whether the federal government is also investigating FIFA, but we're watching something in real time that no one can believe. It's you just create a peace prize, which he so desperately wants, and they present it to him in the most ridiculous way possible.
Well,
I mean, the trophy was something else. I what the hell was that trophy?
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
I think it was gold, and everything they gave him was gold.
Everything is gold. It's the golden age. Let's go back to the phones here. Dick is on the line from Madison. Good afternoon, Dick. Got about a minute or so.
Hi. Hey, guys. One question about this bailout for the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. He's pretty much destroyed this marketplace with, correct?
Right.
So why should next spring any of these farmers be planting this crop again when they know ahead of time that a great deal of it's just going to be wasted? Plant something that, people can actually use here maybe, and forget about this nonsense because he's destroyed it 3/4 of that market, and it's not going to come back anytime soon.
Well, yeah, he did get rid of much of that tariff that the soybeans were under, and so I think that market has come back, and that's pretty much who he's bailing out at this point, I think. But we'll see. Again, something could happen next year, another tariff, another disagreement with China, and this could all happen again.
Mm-hmm. And on it goes. Dick, thank you for that call. Again, 855-752-4842 is our number. We've got the Midwest Food and Farm Report right around the corner, and then we'll be back with more of the afternoon edition of John and Gordy. Stay with us.
We are the ones that make a better day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me.
WMDX, almost as addictive as your group chat. From the capital to your Wisconsin's biggest stories live.
Hello, Reed. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, you're welcome. How are you?
Doing well. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Just so you know, we are still live on social media. We're not on the radio yet for another 4.5 minutes.
Okay. Very good.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Anything else you guys got to check in with him about? Or?
Do you want to check in with Reed? Reed, that is John Peterson. I'm Gordy Young.
Hey, Gordy.
And
John.
Good to meet you over StreamYard here.
That's right. And
I know we want to ask you a few things about what AI.
AI is that you want to talk about AI?
Is that
I don't know that they mentioned you wanted to talk about the Affordable Care Act, but we can talk about AI if you'd rather talk about AI.
I thought maybe you were focusing or doing something about AI, but let's talk about the Affordable Care Act. I'd much rather talk about that.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
All right, let's do that. Your audience might be more interested in
it. Are you doing something with AI as well? Because
that's
the
what we were
guardrails-
told.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the AI thing came from. I'm not.
Okay. We're glad we asked.
All right, I'm very glad we eliminated that as a possibility of discussion.
I would have to then pretend I know something about it. But
yeah. All right. Let's. I know everything about healthcare, so look out.
Yeah.
He's a healthcare advocate over here.
I am.
Aaron, do you know what Nancy wants to talk about?
Yes, about Trump's fake peace prize.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
The thing about the Peace Prize, I have another cut from Jen Psaki.
Oh, right.
And she talks about the corruption of FIFA. Oh. And we keep bringing it up here, but this cut I can't get to because it's almost 3 minutes long.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
So,
well, let's hold on to that till next hour.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? 3 minutes.
Online tool.
Check
it out on
2.5.
2.5. Okay. All right.
Did you stand by, Reed? We'll get to you in about 2.5 minutes.
Benefit your bottom line? Ag Country Farm Credit Services can help. Choosing the right coverage for your goals can help maximize margins, strengthen your marketing strategy, and build a more resilient operation overall. As you plan for the season ahead, focus on more than just managing risk. Call 800-450-9858 to speak with one of our dedicated crop insurance officers. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
And sustainability is the #1 consumer item on their mind when they're looking for cheese. Research released on Friday by Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin in conjunction with the Center for Dairy Research shows sustainability, a concern that consumers bring to the grocery store with them. If you'd like to see more on those results, go to wisconsindairy.org/cheese trends. I'm Pam Yankee.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Plenty of clouds into your Monday afternoon, and don't be shocked if you see a flurry or two. Highs of the lower 20s, a light south breeze. A better chance of snow for tonight. Temperatures will actually rise after midnight into the mid-20s by dawn. It's 21 at our studios.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show. If you're looking for honest talk, real stories, and straight-up news that matters to you, tune into The Rick Smith Show. We're digging into the issues that affect your job, your family, your future. Join me weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network, because your voice deserves to be heard.
About 20 seconds.
That's The Rick Smith Show. Heard week.
John and Gordy, right here on the Civic Media Radio Network. And we were talking about FIFA and how corrupt they are. And we have a few comments about it. Well, let's go to Nancy on the phone lines real quick here before we get to former Congressman Reed Ribble talking about health care. Nancy, what do you got for us?
Hi there. I come from up in Wausau, you know, and we're a pretty red area up here. But I don't know how much there's got to be more in our drinking water than PFAS for people that still can believe that Trump is anything but a con. You know, you're getting a peace prize that you literally invent with a corrupt agency. What do we need to do to get this out there to more mainstream media? My goodness.
I know. I agree. Well, we're doing our best here. You know, I have another cut from Jen Psaki in regards to this FIFA award. So we'll get to that in a little while. But I appreciate your call and everything. And we have a comment here that was sent in. Let's see here. FIFA is stupid. That they're not stupid. They're being investigated for crimes, and the plastic award is certainly a way to pay him off.
Okay.
We'll see what happens with that.
All right, Brett, thank you for that comment.
Thank you.
And Nancy, thanks for that call.
Now let's get to our special guest this afternoon. It's former Congressman Reed Ribble, also a professor or something like that at the Green W.
I believe it's, and Reed, correct us if we're wrong, practitioner in residence.
There you go.
In political science at UW Green Bay. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got that right, John. That's
okay.
We're good.
That's good.
I'm not a professor there.
Okay, all right.
What is a practitioner in residence?
What is that?
Is that kind of like an adjunct professor, or what is?
Yeah, so I assist in some of the political science classrooms. I do lectures on different topics to various students, but I mostly those students that are seeking some type of occupation in the political realm, whether it's campaign side or actually in the government side. I serve as an advisor. They have my contact information. We visit about career path and how they might enter this world of politics, and try to help them along their journey as they seek to serve the country in whatever, or the state of Wisconsin, or the county that they live in Wisconsin, through the political side.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, you know, when you were in Congress, you were a big supporter of farming and what happens to farmers in regards to like tariffs and the resulting problems they have because of these tariffs. Now, you were in Congress during the first Trump administration.
No, I actually left in 2017.
You did? Okay.
So I left right before Trump came in. But I can tell you, just as an aside to that, what farmers really want is markets. They don't want help. And so the best way to help farmers is to open up markets to them, not shrink them by imposing tariffs.
All right. Well, let's get to healthcare then. I will try not to get too upset or whatever. Okay. Now, you're more on the libertarian side. So you would like to see less government involved in healthcare. I mean, we do have Medicare, we have Medicaid, and we also have the tax credits that are in the Affordable Care Act. So there's a lot of government help and support for our healthcare system currently the way it is. My idea is to go with universal health care, and that would be universal health insurance by the government, and have some of these insurance companies, of course, manage the system itself. I know that's government involvement, and it's probably not something you support, but it seems like the only way we can get out of this big mess, this debt, and so people don't have debt loads, they don't accumulate medical debt, and they don't have huge premiums each month that they have to deal with. And by the way, you're also giving an advantage to large businesses that can offer healthcare where small businesses cannot offer it, or most of the time can't.
You know, I think that this is where this ends up. I think probably within the next decade, we're going to have some type of single-payer universal health care. I think that was part of the original strategy behind the Affordable Care Act, and we're now kind of at this place where Republicans find themselves in a box canyon that they can't get themselves out of. because the COVID subsidies, which were you can argue were necessary during the COVID environment. COVID's now over, but the healthcare prices continue to escalate. And now if you just get rid of that particular subsidy, citizens are going to find themselves in a real tough spot. And going to your point about how many people are already in some type of single payer system, over 50% of the U.S. population is in some type of single payer system already.
Yeah.
When you take Medicare and Medicaid, you take Veterans Health, you take prison health, and you take Bureau of Indian Affairs health. You already have over 50% of the country in some form of single payer, and because the government reimburses below the actual cost of some of those programs, those that are in the private healthcare system buying their health insurance through the private system, whether it be directly or through their employers, have to pay a higher amount to offset the loss on the other side. And so we've got this kind of catastrophic place that the country finds itself in with healthcare. And the thing that bothers me most of all, and maybe you guys will agree or disagree, and it's totally fine for us to have a disagreement. It's also fine with me to have agreement, is that there's been too much talk about health insurance and not enough talk about healthcare, and as if they're the same. So you take some of the counties in rural northern Wisconsin, there are no healthcare providers there. And so to what benefit do these citizens get by paying a lot of money for health insurance when there's no providers in the county that they live in?
Well, that's true.
And it's really, we have a healthcare delivery problem in crisis, as well as a health insurance and health cost crisis. And that's where the two parties have to somehow lay down their swords and get in a room and actually talk this through and listen to the voices of the American people, who in many cases need help, whether it's through Medicaid or senior citizens that are on Medicare, or a regular private pay that is now going to see healthcare prices spike. There's a real challenge here. There are probably some things they could do in the interim, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to come up with some type of solution, and they are not going to have it by January 1st.
Right. Now, that tax credit increase because of COVID kind of spoiled the insurance companies. And
because it went directly to them.
It went right to them, and they managed to raise their rates. And I believe that Trump also allowed the insurance companies to increase their yearly increase to 15% instead of limiting it to just 10%. I don't know what the point of that was, except to make it more expensive for people. But, that tax credit certainly made people feel like, hey, you know what, we can afford health care now. And it brought down those who are uninsured from 48 million to about 24 million. And again, the 24 million could get health care too, like 40% of them could get health care through expanded Medicaid. So the problem here is that we're just throwing more money, our money, taxpayer money, into the healthcare system when we could just do one big healthcare reform act and give healthcare to everybody and just increase the payroll tax, essentially, the money that goes into it.
It would be a fairly significant payroll tax increase because and going that route doesn't, in my view, solve the underlying problem, which is the cost of delivery of healthcare. And so we're looking at, again, having a middleman, some insurance company managing it on behalf of the government if they become the single payer, as opposed to trying to do things that will actually cause healthcare costs to go down. And I can maybe make some suggestions on things that they might consider or should consider.
Sure.
One would be let's increase the supply of physicians, nurses, and physician assistants by providing for those 18, 19, 20-year-old young people that want to go into medical service in this country. Let's provide free education for them so they don't leave college with a $400,000 debt to have their MD. And instead, you get them into the system so that we're increasing the number of physicians that are available. And if you increase the supply of healthcare, you are going to drive the price down. And right now, we've got the inversion of that. We're increasing the demand of healthcare as boomers, in particular, are retiring out. We're increasing demand as the U.S. population ages out without increasing the supply. And this is helping to drive costs up. And so one of the things we need to do is at the service provider side is to free up more people to go into healthcare without bankrupting them on the journey there. And
that's what
college is expensive.
That's what a lot of European countries do. They pay for the physicians' training and the nurses as well. And because they come out without any kind of bills, they don't have to charge as much for their services.
Yeah, and if you look at most European models, the government does put quite a few restrictions on what physicians can earn, and the gap that you might see between someone that's providing mental health care or primary care and someone that's an anesthesiologist or a surgeon is much smaller in those environments. But their indebtedness is also much lower because their education was provided for by the system. And I think that's one of the things you do. The other thing you might do is the Affordable Care Act restricted physicians from owning their own hospitals and owning their own businesses per se. That's a provision that's backfired on us, and we should cut those doctors loose to provide care. And I also think that for those 24 to 30 million people that are uninsured, why don't we require the medical health system to be transparent on their pricing? Actually post their pricing. We know what it costs, and they know every hospital in the country knows what it costs to take out a gallbladder, for example, or do a tonsillectomy. They do thousands and thousands and thousands. They know exactly what they are, but we've monopolized it, and now we need to break down those monopolies and force transparency in pricing, so those people that are uninsured have a way of shopping, but they can't. If you call your primary care doc and ask them what this or that costs today, they can't tell you. They just know what the code is.
Right. I always had a problem with that because there's no way to shop for that kind of care because there are different. They could certainly display the price of an operation or a treatment, but you can't go to each and every hospital and get, a quote on that. And you don't have time for it sometimes. And doctors are in certain groups at this point with our current healthcare system.
That's correct, because it's been monopolized a bit. But if you do what I suggested at the front end and increase the supply, and you liberate physicians to work outside of that particular system, you would have more competition on pricing, much like you do in eye care or dental. And so there are ways, particularly in primary care, which is where you need to get at the underlying health conditions in the country. If you get that supply up, you can begin to drive some of those costs of healthcare delivery down. And you end up with a population that ends up being healthier.
We're talking to Reed Ribble, and we'll continue this conversation after our break here on healthcare.
You can give us a call in the meantime, 855-752-4842, or send us a text. We'll be right back with John and Gordy in the afternoon.
Get updates on what's happening in your community right to your phone through the Civic Media app. Select WMDX in the app and news comes to you. Real news and great conversation.
The holidays are here, and it's time to pick a present from Civic Media's grown-up gift list with this local station. Listen while you work for the keywords to text for your chance to win $200 cash and be entered to win one of our grand prizes, a snowblower, stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. Just download the free Civic Media app and listen weekdays at 7, 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, and 7 for your chance to win in our multi-state contest.
What is a commercial? It's a message delivered to the people, in this instance through your radio speakers into your ears. Why, it's like a movie for your brain. This radio commercial is directed to the business community. If you want to reach more customers, you should be using WMDX Radio. It's that simple. Just email sales@WMDXradio.com and let our crack sales team show you how to make your business grow with the #1 medium known to humankind, the radio commercial on WMDX. Long may you wave.
Hey, honey, how was your day?
Yours?
Pretty good. Guess what? The boss asked me to find a place for the holiday party this year.
Oh, I know a place that'd be just
Yes, right here. We think so alike.
No,
we can
wait,
put some
wait.
Tex-
No, not
what?
our house. Sugar River Pizza.
You
you already told them they could be here, didn't you?
Yeah,
I'm
well-
sure you thought catering from Sugar River would be just fine.
Sure.
Yeah, but you've seen that huge room in the back of the Sugar River Pizza at their Sun Prairie location.
Yes.
It's ideal for a holiday party.
Well, yes.
Fabulous pizza, that pulled pork you love, pasta, soup, sandwiches.
Yeah.
Anyone can get exactly what they want.
And it's better than your meatloaf. Well,
Wait,
let me
wait,
call them.
What did you just say? You said you like my meatloaf.
I did. No, Sugar River Pizza in Sun Prairie. That is a great idea. You're brilliant. Thanks, hon.
Plan your next office or holiday party with Sugar River Pizza in Sun Prairie. Get to sugarriverpizza.com/catering to book today.
What exactly is wrong with my meatloaf?
I like it. Most of the time,
Wait,
it's pretty
most
good.
of the time?
Well, most
Pretty
yeah,
good?
Kind of, yeah.
Pete Schwaba.
If you've seen The Godfather of Green Bay, you'll know just how damn funny this guy is. Mr. Tom Lennon.
It gets brisk up in Marinette, guys. That's kind of great. Prince stayed in Minneapolis his whole career because he was like, look, it keeps some of the kooks away if you just go where it's cold.
Do you see a lot of similarities between me and Prince?
I do, as a matter of fact. The germaphobe stuff, the high heels, never stop talking about Jehovah's Witnesses. You and Prince are peas in a pod.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Drivers, Austin Cindric here. As a NASCAR Cup Series driver of the number 2 Discount Tire Ford Mustang, there's a few rules of the road I like to tell my family and friends. Tire pressure is critical to safety because underinflated tires are more likely to fail. Plus,
Are you with me, Dr. Wu? Are you really just a shadow of the man that I once knew? Are you crazy?
Afternoons with John and Gordy. We're talking healthcare again this afternoon. We always talk about healthcare because we know something about it. And we're talking to Reed Ribble, former congressman and now practitioner in residence in political science at the University of Green Bay. And
we've got a phone call. Should we take that? And
Okay.
Reed,
All right.
stand by.
Let's see what they have to say.
Let's talk to Gary in Sussex. Good afternoon, Gary. Go ahead.
Hey, I have an idea. I'm a heating contractor. And when I sit there and I just left a job now, I told the guy that he's going to need a new furnace shortly. Now, his furnace is almost 25 years old, but his furnace lasted 25 years because I do the maintenance on it every year. Now, if people would sit there and take care of themselves, eat better, stop smoking, stop drinking, and doing any of the other bad vices that are out there and start walking and jogging and swimming and biking and everything like that, everybody's health is going to get way better. So they should give you an incentive to go out there and if you stay healthy and you don't smoke and you don't drink, price of health care is going to go down worldwide, nationwide at least. You know,
we've been saying that for a long time. So what kind of incentive are you suggesting?
Well, okay, first of all, these big insurance companies, obviously, they do charge way too much. And the Republicans didn't have an answer for it. The Democrats certainly didn't have an answer to it. Nobody knows what to do. So as far as I'm concerned, I would say, well, if everybody was healthy, it would automatically bring it down. But I would probably say, give you like 25% off. But the thing is, people would be healthier anyway. So the cost of healthcare would automatically go down because people would be healthy.
All right.
And if you don't want to, if you want to smoke and drink all day and eat bonbons, then fine, pay through the nose. I don't care.
Gary, the only problem with that solution is that you're trying to change human nature, and we're not going to be able to do that. There's no incentive to change human nature. We can't do it.
Well,
Gary, we're going to move on to our
Gary,
guest
thank
here,
you.
but we appreciate your comment. And a lot of the texts we're getting have to do with affordability and the cost of healthcare in this country and profits. and hospitals and doctors are making incredible profits. Insurance companies are making incredible profits. What we have to do is somehow negotiate down those prices. What do you think, Reed? Can we negotiate? Most of the European countries negotiate with the doctors, the hospitals, the drug prices. They control how much you can charge for each one of those events. What do you think?
Well, it's not really a negotiation; it's a dictate, and that may ultimately be where we end up. I mean, we have to be realistic here that most first world countries are having some form of single payer healthcare system.
Yes,
and I think that ultimately that's where this ends up. However, in the interim between here and there, what the recent caller just said about putting incentives in the right place, that again would require an act of Congress. It would require those two sides to come to some form of agreement, and where insurance companies have more flexibility and hospital systems have more flexibility to charge the smoker more, to charge the alcoholic more, to charge the obese more, and try to help them get to a place where they take some responsibility for their own health. And this is why we need to put, in my view, we need to put more emphasis on primary care and getting in front of these issues rather than getting behind and trying to treat them after the problem occurs.
All right.
We don't really see happening.
Well, I have something. I want to put a little cut here about student financial aid for graduate students. Let's listen to this.
So I don't like to do this, but did you guys know that the Department of Education has now taken nursing completely out of a professional degree program? So if the healthcare system isn't broken enough and there's not already a shortage of nursing, by doing this, congratulations, you're going to be short 1 million other nurses. By not giving nurses the same amount of reimbursement or like educational loans that you do for other practices that are included in this, like MDs, veterinarians, chiropractors, podiatrists, people aren't going to go to school. So apparently my doctorate that I busted my tushy for is not going to be considered a professional degree. Cool. Oh, and they also did this to teachers too. So basically getting your doctorate for nursing or education is now going to be a waste. So your ER wait time's going to go up. You want your medication? Good luck finding a nurse. You want someone to spend extra time with your kid because they need to be tutored? Good luck finding that higher level of education. Bravo.
Well, what do you think, Reed?
That's a lot there.
She's not wrong. I mean,
Right.
these are some of the places whereby public policy shoots itself in the foot. And going right back to the very place that I started, we have to increase supply, not decrease supply.
This will decrease it.
And that will serve to decrease it. I mean, I just had a fairly major back surgery, and I will tell you, I was very thankful in the middle of the night to be woken by a very competent nurse to make sure that I was managing my pain in the right time. I was making sure whatever medications and exercises that I needed to do to facilitate my recovery were happening when I was in the hospital. And that wasn't done by my surgeon. That was done by a nurse that was working in the middle of the night to make sure that I was taken care of. And having fewer nurses is not the right approach to this. And she's highlighting one of the many problems that we have in the delivery of health care.
Well, this is setting us up for a fall, basically, reform of the Department of Education. Reed, we have to go.
Yeah, we have to leave it there, but thank you so much for joining us. We hope to have you back again soon.
Sure, we can talk Social Security.
I would love to do that. You give me a call sometime and we'll talk that through.
Very good.
Love to do that. Thank you.
That's Reed Ribble, practitioner in residence in political science at Green Bay UW. We'll be back with more of John and Gordy. Our next hour is a contest hour for our grown-up gift list text to win multi-state contest. Coming up next.
0.7 WMDX Columbus, Madison's real news and great conversation. A Civic Media station. WMDXradio.com.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Boeing has finished acquiring Spirit Aerosystems. It says the company that makes fuselage and parts for Boeing.
The relationship between Spirit and Boeing came to public light due to quality issues and lax oversight involving production of airplanes like the Boeing 737 MAX. As part of Boeing's plan to streamline and improve problems with production of its aircraft, it decided to buy the company making the bulk of the fuselage of the MAX. Years ago, Boeing sold its main Wichita, Kansas plant to Spirit. Now under the $4.7 billion deal, 15,000 Spirit employees will become Boeing employees. Alex Stone, ABC News.
At the White House, President Trump announced a $12 billion aid package for U.S. farmers. It comes after farmers were directly impacted by Trump's tariffs, with China even temporarily blocking purchases of soybeans this year. $11 billion will be used as one-time payments to farmers through a new program. Tsunami warnings now have been downgraded following the powerful earthquake in northern Japan today. This is ABC News.
Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. There are some new changes to Metro bus routes. The South Transfer Point is now closed. Routes G, H, and O are now ending at the new bus stop at Park and Hughes, 1 block north of the South Transfer Point. Route B will use Park and Hughes too. City staff will be adding temporary bus shelters and benches to make that functional for now. All of these changes are to accommodate the future Park and Badger redevelopment. In that project, the city will add 600 units of housing and a new Fire Station 6. These route changes first took effect yesterday. And the very first state office built outside the Capitol is now for sale. Construction on 1 West Wilson began in 1930, and now it's an iconic part of the Madison skyline. It's just across the street from Monona Terrace. Most recently, it was home to the Department of Health Services. It's got 11 stories above ground and 4 more below. Selling the property is part of Governor Tony Evers' Vision 2030 plan, which aims to offload some unused properties owned by the state and encourage remote work, all to save taxpayer dollars. That whole mission would end up saving taxpayers more than $500 million in deferred maintenance costs. 1 West Wilson is on the National Register of Historic Places and features an Art Deco style. Department of Administration Secretary Kathy Blumenfeld calls it a one-of-a-kind opportunity. The building can be developed into just about anything from a hospital to housing. Bidding for the property will begin in March. And a Madison middle schooler spent the weekend representing Team USA in an international judo competition. Ilian Hoskins is a 7th grader at Senate Middle School. He's been a judo athlete since he was 4 and was named the nation's top junior athlete in 2022. He's in Peru for this year's Pan American Judo Championship. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
The Packers over the Bears in a thriller. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. NFL, Green Bay over Chicago, 28-21. Bears quarterback Caleb Williams attempting a pass in the end zone to tie the game up, but Packers defensive back Keyshawn Nixon with the interception to clinch the win. I asked him what he saw.
We was in like a zero call, and my guy went behind the backfield, and I was chasing. And I saw the tight end free, so I knew he was the only person to get the ball. So I just ran to me through the ball. I thought he was going to overthrow it over me, and then I jumped, and I was like, oh, I can't grab it. And I just grabbed it.
The Packers now 9-3-1, back in first place in their division. Head coach Matt LaFleur.
Took a full 60 minutes, and we're fortunate that we made a play when we needed to at the end of the game. But it was a back and forth battle, particularly in that second half.
Up next, they're on the road to Denver to face the Broncos. College basketball, the Wisconsin Badgers beat Marquette over the weekend. Tomorrow they fly to Nebraska to play the Cornhuskers Wednesday night. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Construction barrels bloom every spring. So do opinions. WMDX, guiding Madison through life's most predictable surprises.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Plenty of clouds into your Monday afternoon, and don't be shocked if you see a flurry or two. Highs of the lower 20s, a light south breeze. A better chance of snow for tonight. Temperatures will actually rise after midnight into the mid-20s by dawn. It's 21 at our studios.
Listen to the Civic Media exclusive podcast, Busted Pencils.
We'll start with you, Johnny. What's your policy on students having their headphones in during a class?
I'm going to say that I think Johnny feels very stoically about that right now. He has to think very, very, deeply.
I mean, it's always going. It's always a constant battle, whether I can get out what I'm actually thinking or if the thinking's in conflict with what I'm saying. It's a hot mess in there.
Subscribe to Busted Pencils wherever you listen to podcasts.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Pete Schwaba. On the next Nightlight, I welcome Civic Media.
Keeping Wisconsin honest, or at least entertained. John and Gordy.
It's a lovely day today.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever you've got to do, you've got a lovely day to do it in. That's true. And I hope whatever you've got to do is something that can be done by two.
Yeah.
For I'd really like to stay. It's a lovely day today, and whatever you've got to do, I'd be so happy
get to a
be
punchline.
doing
There is
it
no punchline to this. Oh,
Wait.
boy.
Okay.
Okay.
It just
well,
kind of goes. Does it just keep going round and round?
All
Like
right.
Okay.
Well, you've got a contest here. I've got the rule books.
You got all the volumes
just to
of
make
the
sure
various
that,
rules.
you're getting all the rules correct.
Standing by. Okay. Yes. Here we go. It's our grown-up gift list text to win. It's a multi-state contest. Your daily chance to win $200. That's right. We're in a contest hour right now, and every entry that you put in not only gives you a chance to win $200, but it also gets you a chance to win one of our 3 grand prizes, like a brand new snowblower, a stainless steel cookware set, that's beautiful, or a portable air conditioner. This hour's keyword is bow. Okay, like you put a bow on a Christmas present, a bow. B-O-W.
Like bow and arrow.
You could say bow, but it's bow.
Bow.
Like a Christmas bow, on a Christmas gift, right? Okay.
B-O-W.
That's what I'm saying. And now what you need to do is download the Civic Media app in the Apple or Google store, find your station you're listening to, and use the text button and send that keyword BOW, B-O-W, in before the top of the hour.
Mhm.
Okay. We're
All
in
right.
contest hour right now. And there'll be another contest at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. More chances to win. Go to civicmedia.us for complete contest details. And good luck to you. All right.
All right, I got the rule books ready. Stop by the
You wanna
station anytime, and I will read those rules to you. Volume by volume. All right.
Plan on staying a few hours.
We're talking about healthcare. Got a call from Gary saying, people should live healthy lives and eat good food.
Yes.
One response from Dana, but people can't afford healthy food, Gary. Another response was people get cancer being perfectly healthy. It's not all about unhealthy choices.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Hospitals are in the red.
Defects.
What's
Well,
that?
yeah, there's birth defects
that's true.
and disabilities and things
There are
like that.
chronic illnesses.
Yeah.
Hospitals are in the red and the risk of closing. They are not making money. Rates are insanely high because we already have a major issue with the uninsured patients.
Right.
And it's going to get worse because, of course, the big bad bill prevented the emergency rooms from getting money because they were afraid some immigrants might have gotten care. Okay.
Well, and Wes wraps up that comment by saying the only people making money are private insurance
That's right.
executives.
That's right.
The CEOs and such. Yeah. Okay. We can take more of your texts and more of your calls. Phone lines are back open again. 855-752-4840. 4-2.
All right, we kind of circled around this before, the FIFA Peace Prize, and
Right.
we could come up with peace prizes for anything now. I would assume just any group can come up with one.
The John and Gordy Peace Prize, of course.
The John and Gordy Peace Prize.
Yes.
Aaron,
well, I didn't even think
you
of
are
that.
a genius. Let's work on that. Come on. We got to do
You know
that.
what? We could have given Reed Ribble the John and Gordy Peace Prize
Well, we should have
for
Reed
working
back
together
again.
with us on universal health care.
Yes.
Could have done that.
Well, next time.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's get to this thing. Jen Psaki had a little piece on this, and it had to do with renaming football as well. So
Yeah, that's right. Trump wanted to rename football.
So let's
What would have happened if Joe Biden or Barack Obama, or frankly any president before them or in between them, stood before a national audience and suggested we change the name of American football to appease a European-based soccer league?
When you look at what has happened to football in the United States, is again soccer in the United States, we seem to never call it that because we have a little bit of a conflict with another thing that's called football. But when you think about it, shouldn't it really be called? I mean, this is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for this. Yeah. It really doesn't make sense when you think about it. It is really football.
That is, again, the leader of the Republican Party, a party that once tried to change the name of French fries to freedom fries, remember that? Just to spite the nation of France in that case, suggesting that American football give up its name to accommodate soccer. Now, the backstory of this whole episode also is even crazier, because the reason Trump was on that stage ranting about changing the name of the most popular sport in America was so he could accept a made-up peace prize from the notoriously corrupt soccer organization FIFA. Actually, I take that back, because FIFA actually gave the president 2 made-up awards today. One big trophy and what looked like a big gold coin taped to a lanyard cable, I guess, the thing what's around his neck there. It was all a part of what they are calling the FIFA Peace Prize, an award that is not a real thing and never existed before this year and was clearly just invented to make Trump feel good about himself. Never mind the fact that the organization handing out this so-called Peace Prize has been accused of everything from corruption and bribery to abusing migrant workers building soccer stadiums in the Middle East. That's the organization that gave it out, which basically means that, I mean, the irony doesn't even begin to tell the story here. It's completely crazy and totally ironic. But this is how Donald Trump treats the American presidency these days. He's slapping his name on the U.S. Institute of Peace to feed his already overinflated ego. He's changing the architect for his new White House ballroom, another absurd vanity project occupying all of his time. He's attending what is essentially a private concert by the Village People and doing that kind of weird little dance he does that I just can't even recreate whatever's happening on the screen right now. And when all of that tuckers him out, and it seems to be tuckering him out, he enjoys dozing off in the middle of cabinet meetings. And all of that, everything I just showed you, was just within the past week. I mean, Politico's Jonathan Martin summed it up pretty perfectly in his piece, The President Who Never Grew Up. Martin wrote that, quote, Trump has turned the office into an adult fantasy camp, a Tom Hanks in Big, ice cream for dinner, escapade, posing as a presidency. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
There you have it. Yes.
Good commentary.
Good summation there.
And Jen is doing
Jen
that a lot.
Psaki.
She's got some great commentary.
Yeah, she's excellent.
Yeah, she's come into her own.
Right.
I didn't like her at first, but she
Well, it takes
really
a while.
has done well.
And, I also like Lawrence O'Donnell. I don't.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Sometimes I can't stay up that late. I just can't do it. But he's great, too.
Yep. Now, let's find out what Fox News thought about the award.
Oh, okay.
All right. This is cut 47.
Here we go.
I also love that the Peace Prize from FIFA, it didn't go to like Greta Thunberg or some silly little peace
Because
activist.
it was created for the president. That's
So,
what Johnny Infantino
what you got? What's your beef
No,
with
I'm
this?
saying there were
What's
no
the
other
problem?
candidates.
So,
It wasn't like
what's your point?
beat out other people.
Do you wish that it went to Amnesty International or to Greenpeace?
I don't understand why FIFA needs a peace award.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Because
they
they're
care.
kissing
his butt.
Yes.
He's
hosting
the game.
Right. So
Oh, wow.
Okay, well.
All right. There you go.
What does she mean, so what?
Good point.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. I mean, Yeah, it just goes round and round. But I love it when the Fox hosts start arguing with each other about these things.
I know. Isn't it wild? Right away.
Yeah. They jumped all over it. Okay.
They really, they just wanted to dump on Greta Thunberg.
Thunberg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was really the point.
Really, it was just an excuse
just take
to
another
do that.
shot.
Yeah. Right.
Now, let's get to Scott Bessent. He wonders why the media just doesn't believe what Trump is telling them. I mean, this is something he said out loud. Now, it's not like the rest of us, minus red hats, haven't noticed consumer prices are going higher and higher. Let's check this out. This is cut 49.
We hear from, for example, the president when he says that affordability is a con job by Democrats. That seems to just not be resonating with consumers that have been polled by CBS. 60% of Americans polled by this network told us President Trump makes prices and inflation sound better than they really are. And his approval rating on the economy is now down to 36% in our latest poll. On inflation, approval is even lower at 32%. Don't you need to show that you feel the pain?
Well, Margaret, I think the president's frustrated by the media coverage of what's going on.
This is the polling of average Americans.
But I think the average Americans are hearing a lot of it from media coverage. And I will tell you that the affordability has two components. There's inflation, and then there's real incomes. Real incomes are up about 1%. And what we're not going to do is say that Americans don't know what they're feeling. We've been working on it every day. I was on your show on March talking about affordability. We've made a lot of gains, but remember, we've got this embedded inflation from the Biden years.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
There we go. It's back to Biden. It's always Biden. Biden's
The whole
fault.
thing here was that Trump had 4 years of just trashing Biden's economy. See, and that's because the news media picked up on it and reported it, and everybody at the end of Biden's administration thought the economy was tanking.
Yeah,
it wasn't. According to The Guardian, the U.S. economy was in excellent shape when Biden left office, but Trump hammered home that it wasn't. And Americans upset about inflation told pollsters the economy was in poor shape. The average jobless rate was lower than for any president since the 1960s. When Biden left office, the inflation rate had fallen to just 2.9%. The U.S. added 16.6 million jobs, one term, more than any 4-year term of any previous U.S. president. That's not too bad.
That's pretty darn good, yes.
In Trump's first term, the nation lost 2.7 million jobs overall. Okay, and then we put him back in office for some reason. I don't know. Since the pandemic ended, economic growth in the U.S. has been considerably stronger than in the U.K., France, Germany, and other G7 nations. Before Biden lost the election, The Economist magazine ran a story saying the U.S. economy was the envy of the world and had left other rich countries in the dust. So, I mean, that's reality. That's what really happened.
Okay.
The CJs and the mega friend in Milwaukee, you can stuff that in your pipe and smoke it.
There you go. I was worried where you were going there for a second. Okay. Phone lines are back open. 855-752-4842.
Yeah, I don't know if that's high in drugs, and THC. But anyway, that's just, that's the truth. We're just trying to expose the truth here so we don't go through all of these gyrations about the economy. They can sit there and say that affordability is a plot, a scheme by the Democrats. It's just a word that you use to describe things. But, you can say that. And then, of course, Trump then adopted the affordability word and started using that more often. It's a problem now, and we're going to see that problem get much, much worse. Electronics, by the way, mostly imported into this country. The prices are going way, way up. I'm wondering if people can even afford computers.
There you go.
Because of the RAM being discontinued by one of the discounters.
It's going to get worse.
Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse.
We'll see how those holiday prices shape up here in the next couple of weeks. Okay, 19 past the hour. We'll come back with more of John and Gordy on this Monday afternoon after this.
In the rich man's world, a
WMDX, the station your car presets warned you about.
As the season of celebration begins, David J. Frank Landscape extends heartfelt thanks to their clients, their community, and everyone who made 2025 a year of growth. While the snow falls, the David J. Frank team remains hard at work keeping properties safe and beautiful all winter long and designing next spring's dream yards. From their family to yours, happy holidays. From David J. Frank, Wisconsin's trusted landscape partner since 1959. Visit davidjfrank.com to start planning your 2026 landscape today.
Hey, honey, how was your day?
Yours?
Pretty good. Guess what? The boss asked me to find a place for the holiday party this year.
Oh, I know a place that'd be just
Yes, right here. We think so alike. We
No,
can
wait,
put some
wait.
text.
No, not
what?
our house. Sugar River Pizza. You
well,
already told them they could be here, didn't you?
Yeah,
I'm
well-
sure you thought catering from Sugar River would be just fine.
sure.
Yeah, but you've seen that huge room in the back of the Sugar River Pizza at their Sun Prairie location.
Yes.
It's ideal for a holiday party.
Well, yes.
Fabulous pizza, that pulled pork you love, pasta, soup, sandwiches.
Yeah.
Anyone can get exactly what they want.
And it's better than your meatloaf. Well,
Wait,
let me
wait,
call them.
What'd you just say? You said you like my meatloaf.
I did. No, Sugar River Pizza in Sun Prairie. That is a great idea. You're brilliant. Thanks, hon.
Plan your next office or holiday party with Sugar River Pizza in Sun Prairie. Get to sugarriverpizza.com/catering to book today.
What exactly is wrong with my meatloaf?
I like it. Most of the time,
Wait,
it's pretty
most
good.
of the time?
Well, most
Pretty
yeah,
good?
Kind of, yeah.
Join me, Tom Hartman, each and every weekday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program right here on Civic Media. I talk about the issues that all Wisconsinites can get behind, from unrigging our economy so it works for all of us, not just the billionaire class, to improving our representative government, to delivering on the promise of we the people. Tune in middays right here on your local Civic Media station from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program. Tag, you're it.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society.
Afternoons with John and Gordy right here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Just want to remind you that we are in a keyword hour here. Your chance to win a $200 cash prize today, or, just get you entered in for our grand prize drawings. We have 3 different grand prizes this time around: a snowblower, a cookware set, or portable air conditioner. The keyword this hour, and you have to get it in before the top of the hour, that keyword is BOW, B-O-W, B as in boy, O-W, BOW. You just jump on the Civic Media app that you can get for free on the Apple or Google store. Find your station, text the button there, push the button, and put the word in BOW, B-O-W. And you can get contest rules at civicmedia.us.
That
All
would
right.
be B for boy.
Yes.
O for open.
What?
And W for water.
Wow. Okay, water.
So boy, open, and water. B-O-W.
That's it.
All right.
Beta, Oscar, Wilco, I think are the
Like if you were on the CB radio or
I think
a police
so.
radio.
Well, that sounded really official. Thank you, Aaron.
Were you a dispatcher at a police
No, I was
department
not.
at one time? Okay.
But that was well said.
Thanks for contributing, Aaron.
All right. Let's get to Cut 52.
What do we have there?
Well, let's talk about affordability that I claim Trump was talking about. Let's hear what Fox had to say about all the affordability out there.
Prices are way down. Groceries are down. Everything's down. Energy's way down.
Prices are up in the United States for coffee. It's up almost 20%. Utility up 11.7%. And then electricity is up 5.1%. And vehicle repair, if you need your car fixed, it's up 11.5%.
There you go.
Okay, there's
Well, I
a
guess
little
they told
reality
the
check.
truth, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. You know, the Trump tariffs and the big bad bill tax law targeted households earning $38,840. They are now $2,560 worse off thanks to the tariffs and the tax law. That's a lot of money. It's $2,500.
Yes.
Wow.
Bunch.
Yeah. Households earning $517,000 are $8,180 better off.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's tariffs aren't just hurting Americans in the U.S., but those living abroad as well, because they're unable to send mail to the U.S. without paying hefty tariffs. Trump canceled a policy that allowed the tariff-free flow of goods under $800 into the U.S. And now whatever you send as a gift for Christmas, possibly,
sure,
you pay a tariff.
Of course you do.
So Americans have to pay tariffs sending Christmas gifts to their loved ones in the U.S. Nothing more warm and friendly than that.
Merry Christmas.
Gather around the fireplace.
Wow. I guess that's the way it goes.
Some things just don't work out the way you would think they would. Right. Now, I got this story, and I'm going to run it here. I think we might have a guest, and sometime in the not too distant future, where we're going to talk about food. And this is really interesting. New analysis shows an interesting picture. Each bite of food is becoming comparatively higher in calories, but lower in nutrients.
What? Really?
109 studies were compared for atmospheric carbon dioxide. All right. Pollutant. They looked at 32 nutrients across 43 different crops. Okay. For the first time, they could see a clear shift in plant composition across a wide range of species and essential nutrients.
Whoa.
As carbon dioxide increases, so does carbon uptake. And more carbon means more carbohydrates, like sugars and starch. However, critical nutrients such as iron, zinc, and protein all decreased a small percentage. Our foods might have more carbs, but fewer essential nutrients. The effects
Can you
are
run
already...
that by us again? I'm trying to diagram this out, and I lost you.
Well, look.
It's bad. It's bad news, isn't it?
The results are already on your dinner plate.
Okay. That's sad.
So
it's awful.
Again, because of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and soil, now it's being absorbed by the plants.
We're screwed.
Okay. Now, this is a small shift. Okay. I mean, don't sit there and worry about this too much.
I'm going to be sleepless tonight just thinking about the nutrients and the carbon dioxide.
I know you've been really concerned about carbon dioxide in your food.
I can't sleep as it is. It's terrible. Oh my God.
Oh,
help us, please. Somebody help us.
Help us. Oh God,
that's awful news. Hey, coming up in our next hour, we're going to talk to Mark Jacob. He used to be with the Chicago Tribune as the Metro editor and also editor at the Chicago Sun-Times. He's co-author of 10 books, mostly on history. And he's got a great website or newsletter, I should say, at stopthepresses.news. So we'll be talking with Mark Jacob, and we're going to talk to him about authoritative government.
Yes.
And, that's kind of been in the news lately.
Well, yeah,
paying attention
for a good reason. It's an authoritarian government that we have.
Yes,
and it's taken off. And we have individuals that call into the show every once in a while that certainly believe that this is the best president ever and has never made a mistake.
And the news today that the Supreme Court is ready to hand over even more power to the federal agencies. Let the president just do whatever he wants. With any of those independent agencies.
He can fire anybody on independent agencies,
right?
The ones that are not supposed to be political.
Exactly.
So if he fires them, then who is being put into these non-political positions but politicians?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we'll find out more about that.
You know, the Supreme Court is doing more to destroy this country than the president, than Trump.
Like they're,
all right.
They're competing with each other. 29 minutes past the hour. We're coming back in just a few minutes with more of John and Gordy on this Monday afternoon.
Do you like? He says, you know what I like.
92.7 WMDX, helping to keep Madison weird. From the Capitol to your kitchen table, Madison's biggest stories live right here on 92.7 WMDX.
China is heavily investing in and building a massive export terminal in Brazil. The goal is to create the world's largest port facility for agricultural products to boost China's food supply chain security. It would handle a lot of soybeans, corn, and sugar by 2026. I'm Stephanie Hoff for the Midwest Farm Report. Along with you on a Monday, we've asked the American Soybean Association to respond to that China-South America relationship and what it means for farmers here at home. President Caleb Ragland says he doesn't want to have tunnel vision on China's business.
Here domestically, we have lots of opportunities to grow biofuels. There's numerous opportunities with SAF that we have that we need to take advantage of. There's opportunities we have to grow our livestock industry here in this country to help consume that mountain of meal. We don't care how that soybean gets consumed, just as long as it gets consumed, whether it's whole beans, whether it's meal, whether it's oil. But we need those soybeans to move and be used both domestically and internationally.
American Soybean Association President Caleb Ragland, along with us, he doesn't want to lose China's business, but he does want to see growth across other markets to make up for any losses that come with China's Brazilian investments. Stick around. We'll take a look at closing commodity prices after this.
The Beatles, Stonehenge, the Tower of London. Where are we headed? Yep, that's right. We are on our way to London, Wales, and the Lake District, March 22nd through the 31st, and I'm inviting you to join me. We'll take in the best of Britain, from country life to the bustling cities. We'll start in London with a guided city tour, followed by the Churchill War Rooms and a scenic River Thames cruise. In Wales, you'll get a taste of farm life at Thai Tanglewist Dairy and step through centuries of culture at St. Fagan's National Museum of History. Onward to England with immersive visits to Ludlow Farm Shop and Lower Drayton Farm. From there, reliving the legacy of the Fab Four at the Beatles Story Museum. Visit Beatrix Potter's beloved Hilltop Farm and then wrap it up with a tour of Quarry Bank Mill, one of the best preserved cotton mills of the Industrial Revolution. Details now at holidayvacations.com, keyword Pam, where you can request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
On the close Monday from Chicago, commodity prices are lower. Cash corn down a penny, closing at $4.43 3/4. 2026 new crop corn closed 1/4 cent lower at $4.64 a bushel. Cash beans down 11.5 cents, closing at $10.93 3/4. 2026 new crop beans down 2.5 cents at $11.01 Currently, Class 3 milk prices are also trading lower, with January Class 3 milk down 18 cents at $15.20 a hundredweight. And we saw that lower pressure continue into the cheese price, with the 40-pound block closing 2.5 cents lower at $1.35.5. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Stephanie Hoff.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Plenty of clouds into your Monday afternoon, and don't be shocked if you see a flurry or two. Highs of the lower 20s, a light south breeze, a better chance of snow for tonight. Temperatures will actually rise after midnight into the mid-20s by dawn. It's 21 at our studios.
Oh, this is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio. On our show, we share stories from Turtle Island, highlighting the people and issues shaping our communities. From protecting water to treaty rights and preserving languages and traditions, we cover it all. Hear voices like Arvina Martin of Emerge, Wisconsin, Dr. Stately, Robert Lilligren, and more. Because Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Native Roots Radio, weeknights at 8 on your local Civic Media radio station.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org.
It's John and Gordy in the afternoon. Cloudy, overcast day.
Yep, here in Madison, it's pretty chilly, 22 degrees. I think we'll see some flurries along the way. Southern part of Wisconsin today, and maybe some more up north as well. Phone lines are back open, 855-752-4842.
Ever since I asked the listeners for a little input on maybe a really good snowblower that can handle the wet snow instead of just the fluffy stuff that my snowblower handled easily over the weekend. I really am anxious now to get a battery operated snow thrower.
You think so? You think that's the way to go?
Yeah.
Battery operated, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they've come a long way.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good machine, and I'd love to have it. My wife will probably freak out hearing me say this because she knows every time I get on a binge like that, when I start thinking seriously about anything, look out. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
What?
All right. I'm not going to do it.
Maybe buy it for yourself for Christmas,
well,
maybe. Huh?
That's a pretty damn good idea there, Gordon. I might just have my reason.
Why not?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she can blame you. Let's go to the phones right away, because I think, I took a little shot at the megas out there who think Trump hasn't done anything wrong at all. The tariffs and getting rid of green energy. We're, of course, looking for more energy, but let's get rid of the green stuff.
Getting rid of some
Unbelievable.
of the federal workers.
You really have to be a stooge not to understand that. But anyway, let's go to the phone lines and see who's there. Who is this?
You know who it is. CJ. Good afternoon, CJ. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. You guys wish I lost your number, but I have to tell the rest of the story.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You've got the rest of the story. Yes.
Yeah. Which story are we talking about?
Well, this affordability thing that your party and the fake media is trying to sell, that it's Donald Trump's caused.
Yeah, but I just played a clip
what's
from
the price of fuel today compared to when Joe Biden was president.
I just played a clip from Fox News that contradicted the affordability.
Well, here you go. Here's from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics.
Can you believe anything now the administration is putting out there? I don't.
No, this is facts. Back in 2020. Donald Trump handed Joe Biden 1.4% inflation. Joe Biden took it to 7% in 2021, 6.5% in 2022, 3.4% in 2023, and 2.9% in 2024. So a total of almost 20% under his administration.
Well, you don't add them up.
And it's now under 3%.
Yeah.
So the mere fact, you can look at a chart, guys. You guys can read a chart.
But you just added up the percentages of inflation. The highest point, I think, was 9.1 for inflation. And that was the highest point during the Biden administration. And because of the supply chains, we were short on the supply chains.
Guys, what did he have to do, though, to bring that down?
And greedflation.
He had to take interest rates up to 9%. So no one could afford a house anymore. No one could afford to buy a car anymore. So you guys try to sell this.
It's been like that before.
Look at a chart.
It was like that before. It was not easy to buy a house.
Really?
Yeah, prices were going through the roof for real estate sales.
I got a mortgage, guys. I got a mortgage at 2.5.
Yeah.
That's why no one's selling their houses when they bought it.
Okay. When did you get that? When did you get that mortgage? When did you get that mortgage? I have a low one too. That's like like 15 years ago. It's like 15 years ago. CJ, you're deceiving everybody. Let's go on to the next caller. No, you are. You are, because those interest rates were fantastic about 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. And,
all right, CJ, thanks for that call. Let's go to Rick in, is that Waukesha?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good.
Rick, go ahead.
I got two things I'd like to say. One is I like this snowblower idea.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you don't need as big a chains for slipping on the ice.
That's right. Yes, heavier snow blowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the other idea is, when's the last time the Republican Party ever put in a raise in minimum wage?
Yes. Incredible, isn't it? They won't do it.
It is.
They won't do it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's going decades.
I know.
Good point.
Yep. But
Yeah,
they
have a
always,
good one, guys.
all right. I appreciate that.
Rick, thank you.
They always say, well, everybody's getting raises and,
Anyway, yeah.
wages are going up. And of course, those wages are going up in blue areas. The Democrats and their blue states have raised wages.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Republicans say, well, the wages are going up because of our bad policies. I don't think so. No, I'm pointing that out. I'm making sure everybody knows about that. Let's talk about Elon, okay? Because Elon said something recently that, getting a little blowback here.
Really?
Yeah. He called for the breakup of the EU, European Union.
No kidding.
Yeah. After paying a fine. Okay, here's how it went. 48 hours that shook the world. December 5th, the European Union fines X $140 million. That's the first penalty ever under the Digital Service Act. December 7th, the owner of X calls for the EU to be abolished. That would be Elon. He said, I mean it, not kidding. Now, here's the report. Let's listen to cut 58. This is the report on Elon's comments about breaking up the EU.
This includes X's blue check mark. It deceives users. Anyone can pay to obtain the verified status, and X does not meaningfully verify who is behind it.
Regulators also accused X of lacking transparency on advertising and blocking researchers from accessing public data. Elon Musk fired back on X, calling for the EU to be abolished and replaced by national governments, claiming the fine is attack on freedom of speech. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called the move an attack on all American tech platforms. Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski called Musk's abolishment comments reckless and dangerous, warning they embolden actors hostile to Europe.
That's right. Now, here's the deal. The EU required platforms to provide databases for all the digital advertisements to help researchers detect scams. Well, that's not too bad. Fake ads.
Right.
And coordinated influence political campaigns. In other words, keeping track of political campaigns. And they go into these social media places and they check out if anybody's abusing that or, doing something illegal. But of course, Elon doesn't want anybody to know that. I don't know. Does he think he owns the world too on top of that?
Yeah.
He's got a business. He's got to kind of toe the line. He's a business person. He has some legal responsibilities. And also to remove illegal content and provide transparency about their content moderation. So they could leave a lot of stuff up there, porn, whatever it is, they could leave it up for a long period of time unless the EU and, they are able to check into what these media platforms are actually doing. So this is a huge deal. But, Elon wants to break up the EU because he got fined. I mean, seriously, $140 million. The guy got $1 trillion bonus from Tesla.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phone lines right away here. We got Joe on the line. Good to hear from you, Joe.
That Elon is the world's biggest weenie. For God's sake. You got this honking job increase or salary increase and not anything got fine. Oh, come on now. So we should blow apart the European Union. Well, why don't we blow apart the Union of a United States? Because he didn't like something that we were doing. All 50 states should go their own way. Because I didn't like the fine I got. Oh, come on. So, this guy is just, he's beyond belief. I think the larger question, though, is this, this alignment of people who are dissing on the EU and dissing on Europe. And it started with our government, with the headline that says the new U.S. security strategy aligns with Russia's vision, Moscow says.
Yeah.
How fantastic. How better for democracy than to align with Russia, not Europe, but Russia. And when I think about that, guys, you remember the videos that would be out there of Putin was very big on videotaping meetings where he decides certain people should be excised out of these meetings. FSB would come into the meeting with their black hoods, put it over people, certain people, and then drag those people away. That's what we want to aspire to. Yes, that's exactly what the United States should try to do, is to have a security strategy that aligns with Russia's vision. And Russia is just thrilled about this. They say it's largely consistent with Moscow's vision. Who better to follow than Putin, right? Mr. Democracy, Mr. It's unbelievable where we're going, scarier than all get out. And I think the fact that one more rich guy is saying, well, the EU shouldn't exist. Well, I don't think he should exist. Do I get to have my way?
I'm casting my vote in that one.
All right, Joe.
Is that it,
Thanks,
Joe?
guys.
All right. Yep. I got some more here. Joe, thanks. The comments from the political leadership in this country is appalling. I mean, Marco Rubio is saying on X, the European Commission's $140 million fine isn't just an attack on X, it's an attack on all American tech platforms and the American people by foreign governments. What is Elon a foreign government? The chairman of the FCC, who should be neutral on everything, said the EU is fining a successful U.S. tech company for being a successful U.S. tech company. No, there are rules and regulations for all companies, even in the U.S.
Yeah, if you don't want to get fined, you could.
Yeah,
you could try following the rules.
Follow the law. J.D. Vance said the EU should be supporting free speech, not attacking American companies over garbage. Rumors swirling that the EU Commission will fine X hundreds of millions of dollars for not engaging in censorship. See, he's saying that they fined Elon $140 million for not censoring things on the internet.
Okay.
So maybe we should have more child porn in this country. I agree.
Boy.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Why not?
Unbelievable, huh? He also said, by the way, if American democracy can survive 10 years of Greta Thunberg, God, you see, they're preoccupied with this person.
They're obsessed with her.
You guys can survive a few months of Elon Musk. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
The fine comes days after the administration revealed a new national security strategy that calls for the revival of the Monroe Doctrine to oppose any European interference in American affairs, like Elon's X, and cultivating resistance to the European Union's current trajectory within European nations. So, another Monroe Doctrine. They're seriously coming up with another one of those.
Didn't they try to bring this back before the Monroe Doctrine?
All the time. Every time they don't want interference. Every time they want to create some kind of island nation here.
Yeah. All right.
That's their solution.
Just want to remind you, the grown-up gift list text to win contest continues. And this hour we have a keyword. That keyword is Bo, B as in boy, O as in occasionally, and W as in what? Bo. Okay, that's the keyword. Get it into us before the top of the hour, and you have a chance to win $200 today, plus put you into the grand prize drawing. Again, Bo is the keyword. Coming right back with more of John and Gordy.
Catch Farm Report updates throughout the day from the Midwest Farm Report, right here on 92.7 WMDX.
Get ready, Madison. El Sazon Jarocho is now open on Plaza Drive. 5-star authentic Mexican cuisine, fresh, homemade, and the best prices in town. See why one review said, best tacos I've ever had in my life. El Sazon Jarocho. You won't leave hungry, just happy.
You're listening to the American Democracy Minute, keeping your government by-in for the people. A case before the U.S. Supreme Court December 8th tests the unitary executive theory, how much power the presidency has over agencies Congress designed to be independent. The Federal Election Commission is one of those agencies. Plaintiff Rebecca Slaughter was nominated by President Trump in 2018 to the Federal Trade Commission and renominated by President Biden to serve until 2029. Trump fired her in March 2025, not for cause, but because her positions were, quote, inconsistent with the administration's policies. Congress created the FTC to be an independent agency with 5 bipartisan commissioners staggered in 7-year terms who, while appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate, can only be removed for, quote, inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance in office. There are over 50 such independent agencies legislated by Congress, including the Federal Reserve, Securities and Exchange Commission, and Federal Election Commission, intentionally insulated from executive branch influence. Many conservative constitutional originalists support the unitary executive theory, giving the president absolute power to hire and fire federal appointees or civil servants for any reason. Other scholars argue even James Madison and Alexander Hamilton supported independent agencies. A decision is not likely until next year. We have more at AmericanDemocracyMinute.org. I'm Brian Beal.
Listen to the Civic Media exclusive podcast, Busted Pencils.
Holy crap, 1/3 of kids can't read. That is a very troubling statistic. Is it a true fact? Is it a statistic that you can walk around with and actually talk about? No, there's a complexity, but at the same time, with a little bit of help from Tim, Johnny, and Jacob, I think we can get a better sense of what's really going on here.
Subscribe to Busted Pencils wherever you listen to podcasts. A fresh perspective on the great outdoors.
Hey, Wisconsin, you're listening to Raised in Wisco. We're now on 25 stations throughout Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota. If you have got a radio or a computer or a cell phone, you can listen to us live Saturdays at 11 o'clock a.m.
Raised in Wisco with Joe Clayfish and Danielle Fairman. Find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with
Afternoons with John and Gordy.
Phone lines are back open, 855-752-4842. That's 855-75
Civic.
Civic. I was just about to say that, John.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Interrupted me. Try not to let that happen again.
Okay, well.
Oh, there you did it again. We're back.
Can I talk now?
Sure. You can talk anytime you want.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You could talk now or later.
Despite the Trump tariffs, a world record for China having just surpassed $1 trillion trade surplus for 2025.
Okay. I did want to mention we have a guest next hour, Mark Jacob, formerly Metro editor of the Chicago Tribune. He's written a number of books, and we're going to talk to him about authoritarianism.
All right.
That's coming up.
I've got a cut here from Hope Walz, Governor Tim Walz's daughter. She's pretty angry about the mega use of the R word. So let's listen to what she had to say.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about this because while my family and I are always going to be the bigger people, the president calling my dad what he did has unleashed a storm regarding like offensive language towards me and my family, and specifically my brother. You can call me whatever you want. You can call my dad, my mom. When it's Gus, to the no. He dealt with people calling him that last August, and now there's a resurgence. And no, how is it okay that the president of the United States can call somebody, anybody, doesn't matter who they are, that, and then all of his freaking cult members come and attack those people and that person's family? Say what you want about my dad. He's an elected official, right? Like that's going to happen. I think it's utterly disgraceful that the president would do that. But then the attacks that I have seen, I have people DMing me saying absolutely horrendous things. When I was home last week, somebody drove by and screamed that we were R words, just driving by in their car. I'm like, what world are we living in. And again, I draw the line at Gus because he dealt with that before, and not again. You people are disgraceful. Shame on you, all of you.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, why would they do that to Gus?
Yeah. I don't know.
You know,
it's really, it's sick. Yeah. I have 2 special needs grandkids and hear that word thrown out every once in a while. And it's just, it's beyond disgusting.
It is.
It's outrageous.
It you know, if maybe, you know, the MAGA cult contingent would hold Trump accountable for this kind of behavior, promoting this kind of discussion, maybe he would change. Maybe there would be some good coming out of it. Yeah. I don't know, but this certainly isn't working the way we thought. All right. So anyway, let's get to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Okay? Yeah.
Death
she was
threats.
on 60 Minutes over the weekend, right?
Yes,
yeah, she's getting death threats.
Trump is not happy about what CBS did on 60 Minutes. So maybe CBS is in trouble and won't be able to be a part of Warner. Okay, here we go. Let's listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is cut 61.
After President Trump called me a traitor, I got a pipe bomb threat on my house, and then I got several direct death threats on my son.
On your son?
On my son. Those
So
are death threats
you blame-
directly fueled by President Trump. I told him, I got response back from President Trump that I will keep private, but it wasn't very nice.
Give us a hint of what the president said.
It was extremely unkind.
There you go.
Let your imagination run wild
Yes. Yeah, it's unkind. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I know. It takes your breath away, doesn't it?
You know, the whole thing is just exhausting, right? I mean, this whole situation is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I want to get to something here, and we don't have a lot of time for this.
Got
but
a couple of minutes.
Let's listen to this. This is Mike Johnson, third in line for the presidency. And Stephanie Ruhle had a comment about Mike Johnson's wife and what she said during an interview program about wives' brains being like spaghetti.
Yeah, Mike Johnson did an interview this week, actually did an interview with his wife, and I want to share just a clip of their conversation. Watch this.
Men and women are different in this way, is that men can compartmentalize things better,
men's brains are like waffles.
Yes.
They have little compartments, and they can think on one little compartment at a time and close it. And men actually have a compartment that has nothing in it. So when you ask him, what are you thinking about? And he says nothing, he means it.
He means it.
He really is thinking about
He's
nothing.
not thinking about like the Roman Empire.
Well, there's that too.
There's that
There's
too.
a whole compartment for that.
But women, we cannot do that. We are always thinking. In fact, our brains are like spaghetti.
Holy Mary, Mother of God,
Yeah.
pray for our
Yeah.
sinners now or at the hour of our death. Amen. Are you kidding me? I had forgotten about it because I compartmentalized it. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that was the
thanks
speaker.
for sharing that brain trust with us.
But this is the Speaker of the
Yeah.
House. I mean,
Yeah.
But this speaks to we're hearing that GOP members, women in Congress, are saying part of it is Mike Johnson's his beliefs, the way he thinks women where they land in society. These women in Congress feel like they are being treated less than because of his views. And I don't know. I don't interface with him, but when I watch an interview like that, I'm starting to think maybe they're onto something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy,
So
that's
There's actually a book that was pretty popular for a while called Men Are Like Waffles, Women Are Like Spaghetti, where they talk about the way that their brains ostensibly
No
work
kidding.
differently. Yeah, my
So
mom
he's
has
going
that
back
book.
to that.
Really?
How long ago was that?
Oh,
I've not heard of
a
that
few
book.
decades ago.
Okay.
I remember seeing it as a kid, and I
So
was like,
that's-
"What the heck is this?"
That's what he's referring to. My
Okay.
goodness sakes. All right. Did not know that. Thanks, Aaron.
All right, we've got news, weather, sports updates straight ahead. And then when we come back, we'll be talking with Mark Jacob. He is the former Metro editor of the Chicago Tribune and also an author. He's got a great newsletter as well. Mark Jacob right around the corner on John and Gordy in the afternoon.
This is 92.9 92.7 WMDX Columbus, Madison's real news and great conversation. A Civic Media station. WMDXradio.com.
Mark Jacob.
Mark on the
Hey, guys.
Substack.
Hello, how are you doing?
Doing fine.
Good.
Here.
Hey, Mark. That's John Peterson. I'm Gordy Young.
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're in a little news break here for a few minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to you about
authoritarianism.
Authoritarianism. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to talk about, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. No,
Yeah.
Better.
all right. Well, we're gonna take a little walk. We have to stretch the old legs.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So
but we will be back in just a couple of minutes.
By the way, where do you want to start with this? Start this line of questioning.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with, your producer sent me kind of a few questions, like what key signs of authoritarianism should the public be paying most attention to?
Okay.
And I can certainly go from there. It's
Start there.
there's so much to talk about that it's not going to be hard.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. We'll start with that one. All right.
Right.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. There are some new changes to Metro bus routes. The South Transfer Point is now closed. Routes G, H, and O are now ending at the new bus stop at Park and Hughes, 1 block north of the South Transfer Point. Route B will use Park and Hughes too. City staff will be adding temporary bus shelters and benches to make that functional for now. All of these changes are to accommodate the future Park and Badger redevelopment. In that project, the city will add 600 units of housing and a new Fire Station 6. These route changes first took effect yesterday. And the very first state office built outside the Capitol is now for sale. Construction on 1 West Wilson began in 1930, and now it's an iconic part of the Madison skyline. It's just across the street from Monona Terrace. Most recently, it was home to the Department of Health Services. It's got 11 stories above ground and 4 more below. Selling the property is part of Governor Tony Evers' Vision 2030 plan, which aims to offload some unused properties owned by the state and encourage remote work, all to save taxpayer dollars. That whole mission would end up saving taxpayers more than $500 million in deferred maintenance costs. 1 West Wilson is on the National Register of Historic Places and features an Art Deco style. Department of Administration Secretary Kathy Blumenfeld calls it a one-of-a-kind opportunity. The building can be developed into just about anything from a hospital to housing. Bidding for the property will begin in March. And a Madison middle schooler spent the weekend representing Team USA in an international judo competition. Ilian Hoskins is a 7th grader at Senate Middle School. He's been a judo athlete since he was 4 and was named the nation's top junior athlete in 2022. He's in Peru for this year's Pan American Judo Championship. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
The Packers back in first place. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports NFL. The Packers took an early lead, 14-3 in the first half, and held on to beat the Bears 28-21 at Lambeau Field. The win puts the Packers back in first place in the NFC North Division over Chicago. Quarterback Jordan Love.
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, we still got a couple weeks left here, but it's all about finishing there. You know what I mean? We're here. We've been here before, but we've got to finish it. So it doesn't really mean anything right now, but, tonight was a huge win and going in the right direction. We just got to keep stacking.
Bears quarterback Caleb Williams attempting a touchdown pass, intercepted by Green Bay's Keyshawn Nixon at the end of the game. The Bears head coach Ben Johnson.
Obviously, when it comes down to the wire like that and you're on the losing side of it, it's disappointing. But a lot of credit to our guys in the second half. They're making it a game down 14-3 at halftime and the last 30 seconds and potential to tie that game up.
The two teams meet again in 2 weeks at Soldier Field in Chicago. With Sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Our lakes are gorgeous. Just don't swim in them. 92.7 WMDX, keeping Madison honest, one broadcast at a time.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Plenty of clouds into your Monday afternoon, and don't be shocked if you see a flurry or two. Highs of the lower 20s, a light south breeze, a better chance of snow for tonight. Temperatures will actually rise after midnight into the mid-20s by dawn. It's 21 at our studios.
Hey there, Wisconsin. Tom Hartman here. Democracy is not a spectator sport, so join me each and every weekday right here on Civic Media for the Tom Hartman program from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Covering the news of the day and sharing ways for you to get off the sidelines and get active in your community, because change starts with you. Get involved and tune in to the Tom Hartman program Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your local Civic Media radio station.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
20 seconds.
Pete Schwaba. On the next Nightlight, I welcome Civic Media Sports Authority Mike Clemens.
They know Wisconsin like they know sarcasm. Deeply, and maybe too well.
Well, the long window here, the studio, WMDX in Madison. Might be a little precipitation out there.
Yeah. Maybe just a few very light flurries, a couple of sprinkles. It's chilly out there, and we could be in for some light snow.
Yeah,
scattered around Wisconsin.
Of course, northern Wisconsin, we're not sure what's going on there. We're probably getting a little spill over here.
Perhaps.
We're just speculating. I don't want to be held held to that.
No
we'll see what
accountability.
happens.
No.
Yeah, I know.
That's John Peterson. I'm Gordy Young, along with our producer Aaron Zommers this afternoon. And good to have you with us. We've got the phone lines open, 855-752-4842, if you want to jump in on anything.
Well, we've got the former Metro editor of the Chicago Tribune on the line right now, waiting for us. It's Mark Jacob. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us.
You know, we've got a authoritarian problem here in the country. I don't know if you've noticed that, Mark.
I've written a word or two about it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it just seems like it's getting worse. And it's because I think the Supreme Court is allowing all of this to happen in conjunction with the plans by the Project 2025 creators and Trump signing his executive orders. So what can we do? What can we do about this? This doesn't seem like there's no end to it. We've got 3 more years to deal with.
Yeah.
How do we fight this?
Yeah. What's your take on things?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's, if you don't mind, let's go through some of the main things to be really scared about. One of them is the potential of troops in the street. I mean, think about a decade ago. Can you imagine people who said, well, the president's going to send armed troops into major American cities, for just because he's declared an emergency that nobody really thinks is an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone would have said, no way, that's not going to happen in this country. I mean, there's been a long history in this country of not allowing that to happen, yet that's what's happening. And, we have the Supreme Court about to decide on whether, the National Guard troops can come to Chicago. They're already, in various other places, DC especially. And this is just, this is breaking a norm. This is Trump getting us used to the idea that of military occupations of our cities, and the cities he's going after. We know which ones those are. Those are the ones that voted against him in past elections. So in effect, he's punishing places like, where I live, Chicago, for voting against him. And so that's super scary. Another scary thing is the president calling Somali Americans garbage last week.
Yeah.
You had him a while back calling his opponents vermin. You had recently, you had the head of Homeland Security calling the people who she doesn't like leeches.
Yes.
And so here we are, declaring certain people who not coincidentally do not have white skin, we're calling them subhuman. So, and anyone who knows history knows where that ends. And it's not in a very, pleasant place. So people need to take that kind of rhetoric seriously. So that's going on there. Meanwhile, you have Trump and his friends. You have Trump's friends buying up the news media or co-opting it to where it's to challenge him. This is a model we've seen in Hungary. You've seen it in Russia. This is what happens, and ultimately, there's almost nowhere you can go for real news. And
well, Mark, it seemed to me like when Netflix bought Warner, that was it. That was the done deal. They're going to spin off the TV section of it and sell that outright to somebody else. But now we have this threatened takeover
Paramount
by by Paramount, and of course, then we had first we had indications that Trump wanted to side with Paramount on this, and then decide that Netflix was too big; they couldn't absorb Warner, and then give this whole thing to the Ellison family.
Right, and who already owned CBS, by the way.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And then we saw this morning that Trump was really angry with CBS because of the 60 Minutes interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And then I thought, well, maybe there's hope that he'll punish Paramount for doing something like that, and then allow Netflix to finally absorb Warner Brothers.
No, I think you have to. It's really important to look at what they do, not what they say.
Mhm.
Because in this case, Trump has a long history of saying mean things about people who are in his camp. If you remember, he goes after Fox News quite a lot. And it's not because he doesn't like what they're doing. It's that anytime they take one step out of his boundaries, he wants to bring them back in. And he wants to scare his followers as much as he scares his opponents. And so that's what that's all about. I mean, the Ellison family is to really be worried about. They've already, this whole thing with CBS has already led to them giving Trump's library or his foundation money, millions of dollars that they had no reason to get. So in effect, Trump is running a shakedown scheme on major media, and he's doing it. People need to understand why this is happening and why the media are folding. It's look at Washington Post and how it is. Its editorial side, at least, is just just sucking up to him all the time. It's owned by Jeff Bezos. Well, Jeff Bezos owns something you might have heard of called Amazon, and he could be really hurt if Trump wanted to punish him. He's plus Bezos has other things like Blue Origin, and the point is that Bezos doesn't care about the Washington Post so much as he cares for his much bigger businesses that he's scared that Trump will go after. So that's one of the giant problems with corporate media in this country is that you have all these people who own news outlets, but that's not the main way they make money.
Right. In fact, while the news outlets are the billionaires are basically allowing Trump to take away health care from the rest of the country just to, give them big tax cuts. And they're okay with that. They're not objecting. They should be objecting to it. We're not going to do this on the backs of the poor and the American public, but instead they're going along with it. I think this is the big taking. This is where wealth is going to take over the rest of the country and just leave everybody, barren, essentially.
Well, and the tech boys out in Silicon Valley, especially. I think that's a real danger. I mean, there's in this country, I read history books, so I've been studying this for a long time, and there's a long history in this country of the robber barons doing what they wanted to do. But the real scary thing here now is how much of a stranglehold they have over media, especially, and the way anyone gets can consume facts in this society. And so if you can't get the truth, you're not going to make the right decisions.
Well, we've got investors now buying up neighborhoods, developments, and renting houses instead of selling the houses and creating an incredibly lower class who can't afford anything at this point. They're just going to pay mortgage-sized rents.
Well, I think he wants to destroy the middle class, and it's not because, that sounds like, oh, well, why would you want to do that? Well, you'd want to do that because then there's not this huge group of people who are independent of you. I mean, he wants to create this system of oligarchs who own a lot of stuff but are beholden to him, and they've got to pay him off.
Yeah.
And the scary thing is that we're not just even talking about people just in this country. He's being bribed by people in other countries too. The whole deal, all the deals he's done in the Middle East.
Yes.
Where he's selling them technology or allowing them to buy American technology, and lo and behold, suddenly they're crypto investors in the Trump organization. So it's there's a class warfare going on. It's always been going on, and only one side's really been fighting, and that's the rich people. And maybe that's changing. I mean, because the one thing that I just want to give you some hope here.
We need it. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that you can't really fool people about is how much they're paying at the grocery store. Yet that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's like, no, inflation's been calmed. It was bad under Biden, and now there's prices are going down. Well, nobody believes that. Anyone who goes to the grocery store knows that's not true. And and this like giant bailout he's doing for farmers now. He's doing that because he destroyed their market. He's doing, and so here it is. Lo and behold, the whole idea that this is free market conservatism for the Republicans, and what he's doing is he kills their market with these stupid tariffs, and then he's got to make up to them and by giving them a giant bailout with taxpayer money. Yep. That's not conservatism at all. That's a command economy like the Soviet Union had, where you just decide the winners and losers. You decide how much products are going to be produced by whom. And so conservatives, people who actually believe in the free market and free market capitalism and free enterprise, they ought to be appalled by this.
Well, and the other thing too is the tariffs. He's going to pay the farmers with tariff money, which is tax dollars from us.
Right,
we're paying it. I mean, this is one of the great the frauds ever in the world is taxing us through tariffs, and no one's feeling it, no one's noticing it in that way.
Well, and let's remember who gave permission for this to happen. In the Constitution, the tariff power is given to Congress.
Yeah, right.
Yet Trump. Here's the thing that the Supreme Court is helping Trump. Why they're helping Trump create a dictatorship is because they have not stopped him from declaring these fake emergencies. Mm-hmm. And when and they haven't put any kind of constraints on. Well, define an emergency. Why is this an emergency? It's like 10 people in a boat in the Caribbean are like at war with the United States. That kind of crap.
Right.
And so his ability to declare emergencies when none exist allow him to do all kinds of things. That's why he's maybe allowed to put National Guard troops in Chicago, for example.
Well, that's one of the simplest arguments we could make. I mean, if somebody should challenge that, right? I mean, that seems like the easy one,
it's sitting in the Supreme Court right now. And but they're, it's really frightening. They just heard a case today about whether Trump can fire officials in independent federal agencies.
That's right.
Or beholden only to Congress. Well, and it sounded like from the questioning that the 6 right wingers on the Supreme Court might just give that to Trump. And if they give it to Trump, they're no longer independent agencies. They're just one more thing he can monetize, to reward his friends and punish his enemies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there a way that Congress can take that back in the future? Because if a Democrat becomes president and sees this happening and wants to change it, maybe Congress can stop that president from doing something.
Yeah, there may be ways. Right now you've got a Congress that wants to give away its power, that's beholden to the would-be dictator. So they, Mike Johnson's, is a terrible traitor to democracy. I mean, he is simply letting Trump do whatever he wants. It's just kind of yes, sir, boss, so systematically all the power that Congress has of oversight. I mean, the founders, they got some things wrong. They allowed slavery, for example, but they had a brilliant idea of this kind of separation of powers and, every branch of the government looking over the other branch. Mm-hmm. And just keeping everyone honest. And when you have Congress saying, well, we don't care how much power you take away from us, it ruins that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're talking with Mark Jacob. He's a former Metro editor at the Chicago Tribune and Sunday editor at the Sun-Times, author of 10 books, and he's got a great newsletter at stopthepresses.news. We'll continue our conversation with Mark Jacob after a brief timeout. It's John and Gordy in the afternoon. Stay with us.
About time. I don't care.
WMDX Madison, where the cheese is sharp and the vibes are chill.
The holidays are here, and it's time to pick a present from Civic Media's grown-up gift list with this local station. Listen while you work for the keywords to text for your chance to win $200 cash and be entered to win one of our grand prizes, a snowblower, stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. Just download the free Civic Media app and listen weekdays at 7, 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, and 7 for your chance to win in our multi-state contest.
What else can we discuss here?
Well, I want to talk about taking education as well. Drawing the line there. I mean, the whole state went to anti-woke in the educational process, and it was a devastating thing that happened. Now that person is gone. Our favorite friend Ryan Walters, and I want to get to AI and data centers as well. Okay,
great.
Because I think technically they're destroying the consumer market for computers. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's leaving us. We can't even afford computers anymore, which is mind-boggling.
Back in about a minute.
Okay.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy.
Looks like we got a call here, Aaron.
Good.
Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
Where working people come to talk. It's the Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network. Join me for an
John and Gordy in the afternoon. It's been a productive time.
Covering a lot of ground today.
A lot of depressing information, but there is hope.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
There has to be, right? Tiffany in River Falls says, Mark, give us hope and an action plan.
We're back with Mark Jacob, author and blogger, and Mark,
former editor of the Chicago Tribune. We're talking about authoritarianism and how it's taken off in this country. And I wanted to get to AI and the data centers that are out there right now. They're buying up all the equipment, all the RAM. Recently, of course, with crypto, they took all the graphics cards.
Really?
And those are overpriced now and pretty much out of reach for the regular consumer. Now we're looking at RAM, and we're floundering. I don't know how people are going to afford a computer anymore, technically. So what are we going to do about all of this? I mean, these data centers are going to take up all the technology and use it for, I guess, what Surge AI CEO says. He's worried that companies are optimizing for AI slop. So,
right.
Mark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually worried about the amount of electric power that they take up. And not just that, but also water. They require a lot of water to cool them down, and those that are located in the West are going to be taking water that's needed by people who live there. So there are a lot of things to worry about. But just as far as use of AI, I think there's no avoiding it. People are going to be using it, but people need to be trained to use it in the right way and not like rely on it, and also not use it as an excuse, because AI makes a lot of stupid mistakes, and when you ask it a question, it'll give you the wrong answer. And people need, in government and in education, need to not be the kind of people who say, "Well, I don't know," what, you shrug your shoulders and say it's AI. That's not a good enough answer. And
Right.
when I was an editor at the Tribune, I used to talk about Wikipedia, and I would tell the reporters, I'd say, that's a fine place to start, but it's a terrible place to finish. If that's the place where you're getting your fact from, and you don't have any other documentation, that's no good. And AI is going to be the same way. I mean, I think people are going to use it to say, just to get advice and to get some suggestion of some information. But if they don't like double and triple check it, and they don't go to actual real sources, real people, and real documents, it is going to be a lot of slop, and nothing's going to be believable.
That's right. We almost had a free market for AI. That was in the big bad bill. Originally, they took it out in the Senate. So we don't have a ban on putting guardrails in for AI. So thank goodness for that, but they're still looking for a bill to add that on, by the way. So we're not out of the woods on that yet, but the Surge AI CEO says companies are focused on flashy AI responses over solving real problems. And other experts have criticized AI benchmarks for prioritizing performance over economic usefulness and the truth. So those are big issues that we have to kind of deal with here. All at the same time, an authoritarian government is taking over our universities. They're going after the universities, certainly, and they have actually been winning that one as well.
Yeah, they actually won right in my backyard at Northwestern. Made a cut to deal with Trump. And
outrageous.
And let's be really clear about this. They're using a lot of, we're stopping them from being anti-Semitic. That's crap. That's not what they're doing. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it to crush dissent. They're doing it to put their hands around the necks of these universities so that they stop, teaching, open-minded things and start doing the disinformation that they want. I mean, it's really just a power grab. And you saw they've gone out after some of the most prestigious universities in the country, and some have fought back and some have not. And that's a real alarming thing. But not everyone's given up, and I think there's some hope there that people will see the light. But that is really an attempt to not have open-minded and free thought in universities, and of course force them to they're trying to stop them. Part of the Northwestern thing was, I think, designed to stop them from having protests against, so there's a country that Trump likes that the students don't, they can't protest against them.
That's right. This media thing is really bothersome, because I think that's probably one of the biggest issues that we have to deal with. Media is changing dramatically. The FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, is going along with this. He's actually intimidating other media sources to do what the administration wants, which is incredible for the FCC. I mean, it just shouldn't be doing that. But at the same time, we're losing the media, or the media war in this case. And we're going very conservative in all of these directions now. And, it's another indicator of authoritarianism.
Well, right. This whole idea that the liberal media has been a ridiculous myth.
It has been all along. Yeah.
But just to be hopeful about some things. I mean, there are some good news sources out there. I mean, I like the Guardian, which is it's kind of a sad thing that a UK based news outlet is doing the best job on covering American politics around. You would think that'd be embarrassing to some people in the news media. But
just have about a minute left. Any other recommendations of other media?
Yeah, ProPublica is excellent.
Okay.
Yes,
ProPublica
excellent.
does a great job. The New Republic does a very good job. I mean, that's opinion, not news as much, but it's very sharp. And
there's something called the Lever, which you might want to check out as well. David Sirota.
So there are good places out there. I mean, but unfortunately, they're not the old reliables that you might think they were.
Yeah, it's a new media for us, though.
Well, Mark Jacob, thank you for joining us. Another good place to check is stopthepresses.news. That's where you'll find a lot of Mark's stuff. We appreciate you being with us, Mark.
Yeah, no problem.
We got to have you back.
Yep.
Please.
Very good. All right. We'll take a brief time out. We'll be back with more of John and Gordy on this Monday afternoon. Stay right where you are.
WMDX in Mad City.
All
we
right,
talked to
Mark.
Mark for a second. Mark, thank you so much.
Sure.
That's really good.
Yeah, that was great.
Have me back, Yeah, invite me back anytime. I'd love to be on.
All right.
All right.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
We'll keep an eye on your website as well and keep up on your topics.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Again.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
All right.
Have now entered into special agreements with ICE, and now those deals will be examined by the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Melissa Kay reports.
The case was filed by Voces de la Frontera, a Milwaukee-based immigrants' rights group. Executive Director Christine Nunez Ortiz.
And we are grateful that the state Supreme Court is taking this up, because at this moment, where we are fighting authoritarianism, we need local and state protections, particularly.
As of July of this year, 13 county sheriffs have signed contracts to participate in the 287G program. Wood County signed its contract in March, according to a report from the ACLU, and neighboring Marathon County signed an agreement with ICE last month. When asked about working with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Sheriff Sean Becker said the 287G agreements came out within the last few years, and to his understanding, by signing onto the agreement, it would give the county some protections against being sued if they were asked by ICE to detain someone without a valid and legal reason.
We can't go out and enforce any ICE detainers or warrants. They're civil. But it can be enforced if you have that partnership by ICE, if that person commits a crime and comes to jail.
Wood County recently finished a $1 million jail project. Becker said if ICE asked them to detain someone long-term, he would.
If it's legally justified, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
The Palmyra Police Department was set to become the first police department in the state to join this program under the task force model, which would have given them even more immigration authority. But after pushback from the community, they dropped the proposal. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Netflix is slowly taking over the world, and that includes Warner Brothers. In a deal announced last Friday, the streamer would acquire the historic Warner Brothers studios for a crazy $72 billion, which would make Netflix even more of a force in the entertainment business than it already is. According to Variety, included in the acquisition is Warner Brothers film and TV divisions and HBO Max. According to Yahoo, this is considered one of the biggest entertainment deals in history. The deal is subject to regulatory approval, and there are those that say there might be antitrust measures. I didn't think those still existed. The concern would be that Netflix will become even more expensive as there is less competition in the market when it comes to streamers and networks. This particular deal is unique because Netflix has typically always built its own business model. This is the first major acquisition the streamer has been part of. They've come a long way since the days they used to mail DVDs in paper envelopes. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From the Capitol to your kitchen table, Madison's biggest stories live right here on 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Some flurries, brief snow showers, and patchy freezing drizzle and rain tonight. Temperatures slowly climbing through the 20s. A wintry mix tomorrow of freezing rain and snow in the morning, then mostly cloudy for the afternoon, a high in the low 30s. Rain changing to snow tomorrow night.
Currently 21 degrees.
Pete Schwaba.
If you've seen The Godfather of Green Bay, you'll know just how damn funny this guy is. Mr. Tom Lennon.
It gets Prince up in Marinette, guys. So that's kind of great. Prince stayed in Minneapolis his whole career because he was like, look, it keeps some of the kooks away if you just go where it's cold.
Do you see a lot of similarities between me and Prince?
I do, as a matter of fact. The germaphobe stuff, the high heels, never stop talking about Jehovah's Witnesses. You and Prince are peas in a pod.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take.
Afternoons with John and Gordy. Overcast day gets already dark. What the heck is going on out there?
Yeah, well, it's that time of year, right? And we've got a few very light flurries, maybe a little bit of light rain and drizzle in a few places this afternoon and this evening. So watch out for that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow here in the afternoon, we'll be talking to Larry Sandler from Wisconsin Watch, and also Barry Orton talking about media and big media
and Netflix,
mergers and
buying up
Netflix,
Warner or
all that,
or Paramount.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens with that.
Sort all that out. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, let's get to this. This is just the worst possible thing that could ever happen, and that is meddling with public health. RFK Jr.'s anti-vax CDC advisory panel is plunging the U.S. into the 18th century, essentially. And Governor J.B. Pritzker saw it coming, and he signed a bill allowing the Illinois Department of Public Health to issue vaccine guidance independent of the federal guidelines. So let's listen to Cut 59.
All right, Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a bill giving Illinois health officials more power to recommend vaccines. In August, the Food and Drug Administration narrowed COVID-19 vaccine recommendations to fewer Americans. And in September, a CDC panel voted to get rid of universal COVID vaccine recommendations for Americans older than 6 months. The bill allows state officials to issue vaccine guidelines separate from the federal government. It also allows pharmacists to administer vaccines to children in certain age ranges without a prescription.
There you go. And the Hep B vaccine decision will hurt a lot of those red states as well. Let's hear Cut 38.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, stand by for
Hold
Cut
on.
38. We'll get to that in mere moments.
Cut 38. All right.
Okay.
We're taking phone calls, so
that's right.
We got Cam
855.
But if they decide not to allow this shot at 2 months, they're taking the choice away from parents. Parents should be able to decide to protect their own newborns from lifelong liver disease. So I would be concerned if they take that choice away.
So if parents are concerned and want to opt into the vaccine, can they do that?
It'll depend on the vote. If they say shared decision making, then parents would still be able to do it. If they say only if you are positive for hepatitis, then that choice is taken away. And parents should have that right to protect their kids. We already know, that thousands and thousands of liver diseases were averted when the hepatitis vaccine began being given at birth to everybody, because there's household exposures, nail clippings, like all sorts of things that can expose a newborn, even if the mom doesn't have hepatitis. So this is about protecting babies and giving parents the choice to do that.
That's right. The red states won't do what J.B. Pritzker did.
Really?
They'll just let it go, and they won't do anything about it, and the poor will suffer in the red states. Now, here's Dr. Jason Goldman. He had to sit by and watch this advisory panel do this, and he had a little response to it. This is Cut 62.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Jason Goldman, president of the American College of Physicians and the liaison to the Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices, where I've been spending the past 2 days dealing with Secretary Kennedy's vaccine committee destroy our public health infrastructure and undermine hepatitis B vaccination, which has been life-saving for so many millions of Americans. Giving a universal recommendation at birth for hepatitis B vaccines saves lives. Their rationale for deciding to change it was that they did not like COVID vaccine mandates and that people should have an individual choice on all vaccines. By the way, these recommendations are just that, recommendations. All vaccines are individual choice. There was no reason to change it. Decades of evidence have shown effectiveness and safety. By not strongly recommending it, we are creating confusion, hesitancy, putting lives at risk. Their votes were not based on evidence and science, but on conjecture, faulty information, misrepresentation of the facts, and should not be how we do our decision making. This was objected to by members of the committee as well as CDC staff, and they were ignored. This is detrimental to the health of our country, and we need to ensure that Secretary Kennedy's vaccine committee does not continue to make these very egregious decisions.
There's a lot at stake, actually. So, I mean, this is just one of the worst decisions ever, and putting RFK Jr. in charge of this. We knew this would happen, and our worst fears have come to light.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now, I'll tell you what, we got a lot of calls here, so let's take phone calls now. Let's go to Mark first. Mark, what do you got for us?
Yeah, well, perhaps I'm not as erudite as the previous Mark you were talking to, but but the one that you challenged CJ daily to say about something that he disagrees with Trump on. Well, CJ has never condemned Trump's horrible behavior and his treatment of Governor Walz's son.
Yes.
Calling the Somalis garbage. I mean, in addition to his other insults on other people, unless CJ's got the guts to actually condemn those kind of comments, I mean, then he tacitly is approving of that stuff. And maybe that's the way he feels as well, that he thinks he should be able to be as cruel as possible to other people. And I think that's just A-okay. Well, that's just utter nonsense. I mean, it is just...
Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to get at here. We're trying to understand what CJ is thinking, how he can't be against some of this stuff.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And if he's not coming out and saying that this stuff is wrong, just without being prodded to or asked, prodded gently to say that, then he agrees with it, and he's as rotten a person as Trump is.
All right, Mark. I appreciate you holding on and giving us that. It's something that we're trying to understand. And don't call us, CJ, because we're not going to take your call again this afternoon. But all right, we're just going to trash you on the air. All right, now, no, I'm just kidding. Let's go to Cam. Cam has been texting us about the elections and everything else. So, Cam, what do you got for us?
Hey, I'll give you guys the opportunity to review some of that information regarding the election stuff.
I've looked at it, but it's in the early stages, so there's not that much there so far.
No worries. For the Tennessee one specifically, that's in the early stages. But those same groups have written reports as well on the 2024 election, and the same patterns are showing. There's a concept called the Russian tail that they see being present in the 2024 election as well as this Tennessee one.
And for some reason, those investigations have kind of disappeared from the media. Haven't been able to find any of that. Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah. Right?
The media won't talk about it at all. I actually have been talking and sharing information for the past year with a Wall Street Journal journalist with this information, and she's basically said to me, yeah, this looks legit, but the thing is that until an actual recount happens, none of us are going to risk it. We can't.
So that's what we're looking for then, is a recall. I mean, not a recall, but a recount, right? Is that's essentially
it. A recount is necessary, but here's the problem. So I'll actually use Rockland County, New York as an example. They brought a lawsuit against the Rockland County Board of Elections. This went on for about, I think, 8 months. Back and forth, the Rockland County Board of Elections attorneys were saying, you don't even have the right to bring this case up against us. And at first, they were incorrect. What happened was the independent candidate, Diane Sayre, who joined to file this lawsuit, she dropped out, and the other people that are a part of the lawsuit are strongly believing that she was intimidated because initially she was incredibly excited and forthcoming to partake in the lawsuit, and then just very suddenly she kept spouting, I need to get out of this, and then just left and cut all contact. And then as a result, because of New York's laws, they have no standing to bring the case because they're not one of the people that were in the race.
Well, Cam, we're going to stay on top of this. I know you will. Keep us abreast of anything that does come up that, they can actually create some action on at this point. Somebody investigating, somebody providing a lawsuit, something, tangible that we can, start challenging all of this. But let us know. All right, Cam?
Thank you, Cam.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Mike in Muscadet. Mike, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yes, gentlemen, I appreciate the dialogue. But in regards to the hepatitis vaccine that is imposed on a 12-hour, this is an infant. The baby is 12 hours old.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know the implications of a vaccine or the outbreak or what's going to happen to that particular child.
I think they know.
This is a 12-hour. No, sir. How could they?
Well, because it's been going on for how many decades have we been doing this?
Do they know the reaction that this shot will give a 12-hour-old baby? 12 hours.
What reaction are you talking about? I haven't read about that.
Inflammation.
Okay.
Inflammation to the brain.
Sure.
How do you know? How do they know?
Well,
the baby's 12 hours old, sir.
See, this is the same kind of argument they gave about circumcision. I don't remember it. So, it's one of those situations where we do these things to protect their lives.
That's totally different. This is injected into the child. Come on.
Yes.
Don't make jokes of it.
That's not a joke.
You're brazen. Do you know that?
All right.
You're
well,
sarcastic.
Thank you. Okay, Mike.
All right, Mike.
All right.
We will move on to Cindy in Appleton.
I'm just giving you comparisons, and all I can do is, argue the point that, these things have been working for decades. And to call into question because it might be painful or there might be a little inflammation around the injection site, I don't know. How hard is that? How difficult would that be? All right, let's go on to Cindy, right?
Cindy, yes. Go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, well, I got a couple things. First of all, the BBC has been talking about the Russian ballot scandal, so that has something overseas has been talked about. We're just the ones that aren't talking about
That's
it.
right.
And as far as the vaccinations go, the Republicans now control the women's body. Now they're going to control the babies' bodies. When are they going to start actually controlling the men's bodies? Because that's when things will start backfiring.
Yeah.
Good point.
Wow. Right.
Yeah, we've been trying to get that done for years,
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that.
Cindy, thank you.
Sadly, yeah, the white man seems to be oppressed, and we're going further and further into toxic masculinity. That's what it's all about. Sadly.
All right, Cindy, thank you for that call. 855-752-4842.
We imagine all these things happening to the babies. I've never heard a doctor say that it inflames the area where the injection has taken place. I've never heard anything about that. Yeah. And of course, we went through a whole movement of don't circumcise your babies because they can feel the pain and it's traumatizing and all this other stuff. And I don't think that's ever happened either, Got
another caller coming in. We'll get to that in a moment. Yeah. 855-752-4842. And we've got much more here as we get set to wrap things up for a Monday.
That's right. We got to wrap things up a little bit, right? I mean, like a gift wrap.
That's right. We'll be back with more of John and Gordy.
And Charles. We got Charles.
Yes, Charles is next.
News, weather, and sports for Madison right here on WMDX. Streaming 24/7 online at WMDXradio.com.
Allure Intimate Apparel redefines what it means to feel confident, celebrating every woman, every shape, every size. Their expert fit specialists offer a refined, pressure-free experience designed for comfort, beauty, and ease. Bras, sleepwear, swim, and intimates, Allure has it all. With a personalized touch and a commitment to exceptional service, Allure helps women feel effortlessly supported every single day. An elevated new location is now open in the Hilldale Shopping Center, where fit meets sophistication. Visit allurefits.com.
I'm hungry. What's cooking?
Oh, no, not me. It's your turn.
Oh, we're back to taking turns?
Yes.
Well, how about Sugar River Pizza?
Oh, yeah. Now they can cook.
I could really go for some of that 12-hour smoked pulled pork.
Ooh, and some pasta. Okay, now I'm hungry. Sugar River, here we come.
And they have that great kids menu, too.
We don't have any kids.
Right. That's beside the point. The point is, I'm hungry. You're hungry.
Let's go.
Yes. And we should talk about having some kids.
Get in the car, Bob. Sugar River, Sun Prairie, Verona, New Glarus, and catering.
There was a time when barbecue was perfect. A strong, reliable flavor that could be counted on. But then big manufacturers decided that barbecue needed to be zesty or spicy or sweeter or whatever. If you miss the good old days of great tasting barbecue, we'd like to introduce you to Grandpa's Barbecue. Made in small batches from Grandpa's original recipe. Buy yours online today at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Are you prepared, I say to my Republican friends, to sit back and allow over 20 million Americans to see a doubling of their healthcare premiums?
It's Bernie Sanders, right? Will 2026 Obamacare premiums double for 20 million Americans? No. Many Affordable Care Act enrollees will face sharp premium increases when enhanced subsidies expire on December 31st. But there's no evidence that 20 million people will see their costs double. KFF estimates average monthly payments will more than double in 2026. While it doesn't say how many will see premiums double, 2 to 3 million higher income enrollees losing all enhanced subsidies could see their premiums double or triple. I'm Trisha Young for Wisconsin Watch. Fact briefs are bite-sized fact checks of trending claims produced by Wisconsin Watch and GigaFact. Read more at wisconsinwatch.org.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Wisconsin. This message presented by the WI.
Just throwing this stuff out there, and keeping the argument going, the discussion.
Got a few more minutes here. It's John and Gordy in the afternoon. We've been scrambling, looking up some information, a little bit of research about the hepatitis B vaccine.
That's right.
And babies have been receiving, in the U.S. anyway, the babies have been receiving the hepatitis B vaccine since the U.S. Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices recommended it universally for all newborns back in 1991.
So that's a long time.
And this policy has dramatically reduced infections in children by 99%.
That's a huge effective rate.
Yeah. Now, there's been, research done since then, and other, there were some claims about multiple sclerosis being caused by the vaccine, but
flawed claims.
Those have been knocked down.
Yep.
That happened in France back in the 1990s sometime, but that has seemed to be flawed research.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this country usually takes up all of this stuff a little bit later than Europe or Taiwan or other countries for that matter. Let's go to the phone lines right now with Charles. Okay. What do we have? What?
Aaron, I think was going to say something else here, but
my biggest argument to people who talk about the side effects of vaccines,
right?
For example, autism, widely debunked. Vaccines do not cause autism.
Exactly.
But for people who say they do, would you rather have your child autistic or dead from a completely preventable disease?
Exactly.
I know my answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Now let's go to Charles from Milwaukee. Good afternoon, Charles. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Yes, it was hit it right on the head. This is all about there's a segment of white men that are aggrieved. They know that people of color in this country have been treated horribly, whether it was bringing slaves from Africa here or the treatment that's been done to Hispanics or any other nationality that's not white. And they're afraid that if we get in power, we'll do the same thing. Trust and believe me, people of color are trying to survive day to day. They're not worried about, well, we want to seek revenge for the things that was done to us. We're just trying to maintain and survive. You know, it's like when you see the signs in people's yards or bumper stickers, we back the blue. Well, people of color back the blue too. We just don't want to be killed by the blue or treated horribly by the blue. And that's not asking a lot.
Right.
You're right. I mean, that's what the Black Lives Matter protests were all about.
Spot on. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Charles. We appreciate that. Did you have something else to add? Go ahead.
I just do a real quick one. It's like, you know, oh, well, we thought Michael had a gun. Well, you didn't think that. Your adrenaline was pumping. And there's a thing about not having police department, police people come to that live in the area.
Yes,
you bring in these young men that live in the outskirts that every time they hear about Black people or Hispanic people, it's something bad. So they come to the city with this image already that, well, if I encounter a young Black man or a young Hispanic man, they're going to try to take my life.
Right. And the whole movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, was actually, you know, to dispel all of that, you know, to take control, to show that there is responsibility. And you know, I think some negative reactions took place as well by saying police shouldn't be in schools and or not in communities of color. So, you know, I think that was not the smartest move. So,
Charles, thank you. Appreciate your call.
Yep.
We've got
3 minutes.
Just a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, I don't mind, you know, having an outreach police officer in schools. I think that is a big benefit and it creates a friendly environment, I hope, anyway, instead of intimidation. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Plus, you know, patrol should be in, you know, every neighborhood, not just you know,
certain neighborhood.
Certain neighborhoods.
Right.
You know, everywhere. But of course, we shouldn't have military individuals out there. And, you know, I think a lot of these states are now clamping down on this dramatically. They're actually requiring search warrants. They're requiring
they're putting some restrictions.
They're really trying to stop this. And plus the mask thing. You know, that was just a bad idea right from the get-go. And it's still amazing that that's still going on. We're allowing people to just apprehend people with masks.
Right, like ICE agents.
Yes.
Right. Not having to identify themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, National Guard is doing it too.
Yep.
That's wrong.
Absolutely. Hey, tomorrow in the afternoon, we'll be talking with Larry Sandler. He's from Wisconsin Watch.
Yes.
He'll be joining us.
Okay, good.
And also Barry Orton talking about
media,
the media and this big Netflix deal and Paramount and, you know, Warner Brothers, and try to give us some guidelines about what's happening with all of that. And tomorrow morning, if you're in the Madison area, Matt Rothschild will be filling in for us along with Catherine Lake on our morning show.
That's right.
But we'll be back tomorrow afternoon, and we'll have more text to win contest keywords to share with you.
Really? And I've got a few rules to pass along to everybody.
Well, why don't you go over some of those rules on your own time tonight instead of burdening us with their obsession with the rules?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Aaron, it's been a pleasure.
For sure.
You got big plans this evening, Aaron?
To eat dinner. I'm hungry.
Really?
Same here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay. I think any old business, any new business? Anybody want to
I
adjourn
think I
the
can
meeting?
adjourn this meeting.
You
yeah.
want to adjourn the meeting? I
Wow.
second that motion. Okay, let's move on.
You know, we're
Pete Schwab is next. He's got
All
that
right.
nightlight show. It's right around the corner. John?
so I'm going to have to put off what I was going to complain about.
What were you going to complain? You
Well,
got 20
there's
seconds.
there's no time. I was going to complain about, being a blogger at one time and then all of a sudden finding myself on Twitter and then finding myself on X
What's the problem?
and losing my voice and losing the contacts I made during all of those.
Schwab is next. Have a good night.
Well,
so
I'm
long.
still.
Sorry, buddy.
Okay,
You're done.
well, see you later.
Okay, adios.